Welcome everyone to episode 7 of the Mount Rushmore of podcast. Today, this week also is another guest appearance, which is super exciting. We're very excited for this guest. It is Robert Chef Pena. Say hello.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
He is a great friend, once again from the Air Force. And as you can probably guess by his call sign of chef, he's a bit of a chef, which is why we're going to do a bunch of food topics. Not a bunch, two, it turns out, exactly. Because he's the master of all things food.
That's generous. Master.
Yes.
I'd say it's generous as well, but he does make.
Oh, okay.
he does make really good food.
He does make a mean burger on the Flatiron for like 100 people. I will say that. But he uses McCormick's steak seasoning, so I feel like that's doing.
That's a demerit.
That's a solid 75% of the goodness.
I'm joking.
McCormick's is doing a lot of heavy lifting, but you get frozen birds. You got a chill.
Yeah, I know. I totally agree. The Costco frozen burgers can only do so much.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
Well, so I'm feeling a little attacked, actually. Sorry. So, Liv, what's your gripe with my cooking?
Dude, it was a prank. I'm totally messing. This is for the sake of the pod. You know what I mean?
Okay.
No, I have zero gripes. All the food that you've made that I've eaten is fantastic. Zero complaints. I was just saying that because Marcus was like, he's a really good cook, and you were like, it's generous, and I was like, yeah, that is generous. I was joking. I promise. I promise.
I'll keep that in mind for the future.
Oh yeah. God, here we go.
Sorry. Anyway, continue, Marcus. Sorry to interrupt. I said beef.
Yeah, no, that's good. I'm glad I could start that beef between you guys. A little intro on Chef. Well, he's in the Air Force. He is down in Phoenix right now doing some teaching of things. He's been in the Air Force for 5 years. 5 years?
I've been in since 2018, so I think I'm going on 7.
I was right.
Nice.
7 or 8 years now, yeah.
I didn't even know you were re-enlisted. Good for you.
Yeah, I did a 2-year extension because I don't no idea what I'm doing with my life.
I see.
Do any of us know what we're doing?
No. I'm literally Dory in the ocean. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Yeah. You have short-term memory loss?
Memory loss? Yeah.
Have you seen? Wait, have you seen Finding Dory?
No, I'm an adult.
Oh, it's when she's a kid and she can't say memory, and she's like, "I have short-term memory loss." It's hilarious.
I guess I'll have to watch it.
Yeah.
Chef loves to cook. I already said that. He's got a doggy and he's got a fiance. And what else? I guess I'll say my fun fact about Chef, and then I'll do Liv's, and then Chef can do both of ours and then Liv. So a fun fact about Chef is he loves to have his toes painted.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Right now they're sparkly pink.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's quite loud.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't do anything that's not sparkly. I have to go big with the toes. Like, what's the point if you're not gonna go big?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't do that when I get my toes painted or paint my own toes, but more power to you.
Well, like, especially, so I always get my toes painted before I know I'm going to go to a place that has lots of sun. So over Christmas,
toes are going to be out.
Yeah, when the dogs are going to be out, I have to make sure they're well groomed. So I knew I was going to Mexico after Christmas for like 5 days. So I knew I was going to be out in the sun. So I got them painted sparkly pink to let them glisten. And let me tell you, they glistened all right.
Okay, easy, Edward.
That's amazing. Oh, also for people that don't know, which is probably the majority of these people, his first call sign before Chef was Toes for that very reason. So
Which that connects back to Foxy, because I'm pretty sure Foxy was the one that gave me that name.
I think so too. Look at us,
Yeah.
full
I
circle
know.
here on this podcast.
The spider web is starting to weave together.
Yeah, it is.
all of our connections. And then Olivia's fun fact is way less interesting, but I would say it's more impressive but less interesting, is that she used to be like a superstar at gymnastics.
Oh, no shit.
Okay.
Like state championship?
She was a Simone Biles back in the day.
No. I did do gymnastics for like 12 years of my life, so I guess that's like, pretty decent, but
she bowed out of the Olympics so that Simone Biles could shine.
Man, what a hero.
Exactly. Yeah, no, basically the entire reason I left gymnastics is because they cut the high school team in Texas for more money for football. So I was like, well, if I can't do it in high school, what's the point? and I just kind of fell out of love with it, but level 5, I was one of the top 25 gymnasts in North Texas.
Wow.
So what's
level
that
5
means.
What does that mean?
I have no context for what this means.
Okay, sorry. So you go through all these different levels. It's basically up to like level 10-ish, I think. And then once you're level
like a brown belt.
I made it up to, I think I made it up to level 6. No, maybe 7. I was just starting level 7, I think.
So you were like a C gymnast.
100%. Oh yeah, dude. No, I was, nothing special. But yeah. Anyway, there's a bunch of levels. Once you get level, I think it's once you get level 7 or 8, you're called like you're called an elite gymnast. So again, whatever that means. Yeah, by no means was I anywhere near anyone that's ever been to the Olympics. Like never even close. So
well, neither have I, so don't worry, you're in good company.
Perfect. That's very reassuring.
Do you have anything to add about Chef other than his fun fact? I didn't prepare, as everybody can tell, so just winging it.
No, it's just a good dude. Great friend of ours, and he wants to be a pilot.
A pilot.
This is true. Although, do the pilots want me? That's the big thing.
I think they do. Now that they know about your toes, about your dogs.
The dogs.
That's true. This podcast could help you out.
It could.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Just send them
when they learn about my Mount Rushmore of fears, I'm sure they're gonna love that.
Yeah, 100%.
I have one more kind of sappy thing to say about Chef. So much like, I don't remember what episode we were talking about at Live, but I was saying that I look up to you for, like your energy with people, and you're the spark in like a social setting. Chef is like the same way.
100%.
He's just like an inspirational person in in a lot of things, but for me specifically in like social situations, I'm like, man, I just gotta, today in my social situation, I shall, what's the word? Emulate, draw from, I don't know, I can't think of the word. My Olivia and Chef, and how they, what would Chef and Olivia do? So
that's a very kind thing to say. I'm also a little I guess what's the right word? Like interesting, I guess. Just because I find myself, or at least I see myself as being very socially inept, especially in outside of work environments.
Really?
So yeah, like I definitely don't feel like I'm very socially inclined. So that's a very nice thing to say. That made me
Well,
feel good.
Wow.
As a third party person to you, you're very good social interactions, and you're kind of the spark, and you're always thinking of fun things to do, and you're just able to make interesting conversation pop off. And yeah, I'm jealous.
100%.
Working on it.
I appreciate that.
All right, Liv, your turn.
No, it's Chef's turn for his fun facts.
Well, I thought did you give a fun fact?
Oh, no, but I thought we were.
Or was I
All
supposed to? Okay, wait.
We'll just have.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
We're so organized.
I can totally go. All right, so my fun fact about Marcus, which some of you may not know, is and Marcus, you'll have to help me out here a little bit. Marcus has some tattoos.
Oh God!
How many?
Let's not talk about him.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
How many do you have? Is the biggest question I have.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, because you never see Marcus has tattoos.
It's a sick dragon on his back.
Dude, it's not even. It's literally the fucking American eagle.
Oh,
I mean, it's not, but it looks exactly
Yeah.
like it, and it's the gayest shit in the world. And I wish I could have it removed, but it's my entire back.
Is the first time I think it was like at the beach or something. I saw it and I was like, "Yo, what is that?"
Yeah, I don't take my shirt off at the beach anymore. Not because I'm chubby. That used to be my reason. Now it's because I have this dumbass tattoo across my whole back that I just feel like such a doucher.
Sorry, we all got dumb tattoos.
No, you shouldn't.
I gotta cover it up.
Tattoos.
I'm just gonna get a bunch of wieners across my back, and that'll be way better.
Perfect.
Wow, that's quite the extreme.
Well, so since you brought it up,
Yeah,
the entire vision behind it was the eagle is supposed to look like it's falling apart. And it was, I don't know why. I mean, I think, what was I? I was like 22 or something, and I was feeling real patriotic. And so across my trap, it says "For Our Fallen Heroes." So it was meant to be for like a shout out to the military. Yeah. And
okay. Respect.
Yeah. Listen, like I said, I was feeling patriotic. It's nothing but embarrassment now, but it's fine. And it was supposed to look like this eagle is falling apart. And like I had a photo of it and I gave it to the artist. And it's like he didn't even give a shit. And he just was like, you know what? Your whole back is going to be the American Eagle's eagle. Like the American Eagle logo is now your tattoo.
Hell yeah.
And like the wings. So yeah, it's just supposed to look like it's falling apart, but it doesn't. It's just the outline of an eagle that is across my whole back. So
hell yeah, brother.
Maybe with that new context, I'll appreciate it next time I see it. We'll see.
No, I just got to get it covered up. I got to do something with it.
Let's get like a sick fighter jet over it or something.
Yeah,
you know, it's still
It'd be a big fighter jet. You need a C5 over it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Maybe, I mean, granted, maybe I could find somebody who could actually fix it and make it look like it was supposed to.
Probably. I mean,
even it's still really cheesy.
Like, it seems, if I remember it correctly, I remember it being kind of faded, and like, I feel like you could cover it up with like a similar design with a better artist. Not too in a way that's not too difficult.
You should get Mount Rushmore.
Oh,
hell yeah!
But with Trump on it as well.
Add him in, yeah. There you go.
You know what I noticed today? The Mount this new logo. Look at my hand holding the beer.
Yeah, it's quite. Don't you have like 7
count the
fingers?
Yeah, I have 5 fingers and a thumb.
Did you AI generate this?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
All of them have been AI generated.
Is that supposed to be Olivia?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like me at all.
Can't you tell?
You look like the woman from B movie.
Vanessa?
Yeah, the one who fucks the bee.
She doesn't fuck.
Oh, kinky.
Yes,
Wait.
they do, dude. Those
Wait. No, I thought they just like had a like
He
a
just stings
kissing
her.
moment.
like there's
They
something
don't?
going on. They have to.
Mom,
I
you're
mean,
literally ruining this childhood movie.
that's like the whole
she
thing is
fucks
like
the
she's like
bee?
cheating on what's his face with the bee. That's like the whole thing.
Yeah, but I don't think they
That's
had
why he
like
hates the bee.
sexual. I don't think they had
Oh, dude,
sexual
rewatch that movie.
relations.
Rewatch that movie, and with the
I
new
guess I'm
With
gonna have to
adult
rewatch.
context.
I guess I'm gonna have to rewatch the bee movie because
Yeah.
I do not remember there being
Rewatch it as a
coitus.
grown up.
All right, well, whatever.
There you go.
And
All right, now that we
then-
go ahead,
Huh?
keep going.
I was gonna say my fun fact about Chef after we got off on that bee movie.
Yeah.
That's so funny, bro. Oh, they totally didn't bone. Anyway, so my fun fact about Robert or Bobby, as I like to call him, he used to be a chef at a sorority house at the University of Oregon.
This is true.
I
Kappa
think
Kappa
that's such
Gamma.
a Kappa Kappa Gamma.
What a stud.
So good, dude. So good.
Damn it, we should have picked the topic that brought some of those stories out.
The thing is, there's not really a whole lot to tell because like I was in a very committed relationship at the time, and like I'm boring, man. Like
Oh,
the
preach.
most interesting part of that was like seeing the lives of the people of like
Rich.
It's
Yeah,
like
like-
it's like
this is
reality
like, whoa.
TV in real life.
well, it's like this is what happens when you got that kind of money. You have like my dad has affair partners in multiple countries money, like and you're paying people to do your homework, and like you're you're using
Yeah.
like knowledge of your parents' affairs as leverage money. Like, that's just it's really I haven't seen Succession, but I imagine that's what the show's like. Was what it was
I
like
haven't
at
seen
Kappa
it
Kappa
either.
Gamma.
Wow.
Damn,
Sounds insane.
I know. That's
Just
like
just to peek into like their lives was probably wild.
Yeah, like that's just like
Oh.
The stuff you
abs-
heard, you're like, oh my god.
Well, and it's just like I can't believe this is real. Like I can't believe people actually live like this, and just how different life is when you just grow up with a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
didn't you originally go to school for film school?
Yeah, that was the whole reason I joined the military. Was I went to community college for television and film down in Southern California, and I wanted to get my degree in it. And my girlfriend at the time got accepted to U of O, so I applied, and I got accepted too, but I couldn't afford it. And then I was like, well, I'll do this military thing, like this job on the Oregon coast. Like, you just have to deploy once and you get full, like most of the GI Bill benefits and stuff. So yeah, let's do this little one and done, go to film school at U of O. And then, it's been 7 years, didn't get that degree.
Well,
Hey.
whether you got it or not, I bet you learned something about it, and I've got an idea for you.
Okay.
Write a script for a TV show or movie or something about a chef who is like, a good-looking dude in a sorority. And there's a couple angles. You could go like the you angle where you're like a creeper and you kill girls, so it's like a little thriller.
No.
Oh, you as in the show. I thought you meant
Yeah.
you as in me, and I was like,
No, no,
whoa, like what the fuck?
Yeah, because you're really creepy.
Yeah, no.
So yeah,
you,
no, like
you the Netflix show.
Yeah.
where you're like a secret psychopath, but you're the chef at the sorority, and all these girls keep disappearing, and like you could you could like screenwrite this.
I don't like that angle.
Or like a really, really romantic, like no, that's lame. We're not gonna go.
What
for
if
that
he's
one.
just a regular fucking chef?
This is
And, like,
that's,
crazy shit goes
100%.
down.
It's 100% a porn premise. Like if
Well,
they still
well,
made porn movies,
I
like if
think
I have
they
to drop out,
do.
if I have to leave the Air Force, like if none of my shit works out and I have to get out, Like, maybe I can get my start in Hollywood by working in the Valley and writing, adult films, and the first one will
Yeah.
be
Oh,
That is an
one.
angle. That is an angle
That
you
is,
could take.
that
You could
is.
although I don't think they really make like adult movies anymore. I think the internet pretty much destroyed that.
Yeah. Well, I get to make easy money right off the rip. You could do that, and then write whatever story isn't that.
Yeah, I'll use
But
it to fund my big dream project.
yeah, the somehow it's just the it's just a compilation
Oh,
of
no.
exciting stories from the eyes of a sorority chef of everything that's happening and all the drama that's happening. Dude, girls would eat that shit up. That's like perfect girl
And you,
material.
as a certified girl, Olivia, would you eat that
Mhm.
shit up?
I'd probably watch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Sorority girl
Certified.
life?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
like
mean,
it's
it's
from the chef's point of view, so they're like coming up and grabbing their food, and they're talking about like the
yeah,
affairs that their father's
it
having,
is
and like.
inherently interesting.
But then
Mhm.
it also like follows the girls.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, I
Like
like
it
that.
have
It's a
to.
good idea.
Honestly, I'd watch it 100%. What would the
And
name
then
be? Just super quick.
Oh,
what's like a
chef.
Greek letter that like
No,
it'd be
there's already
chef.
there's
It'd
already the
be
movie Chef with
The
but
John
it,
chef.
Favreau.
it'd be like chef house, but like chef would be spelled with all Greek letters or something like that. We
Oh.
could workshop that.
Yeah. I like
Yeah,
chefry.
the Jeff the chef.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, aka chefry.
Jeffrey, yeah.
Heck
Uh
yeah.
yeah. All right.
Alright.
Chef,
Pena's turn.
your
All
turn.
right. So, there's only so many fun facts about people.
Mhm.
So, like I've been listening to your guys' fun facts for the past 7 weeks now, and
Oh yeah, it is tough.
Yeah.
I feel like the well's running a little dry, but I think I got
Maybe we
something.
gotta
So,
maybe we gotta spice this part of the show
yeah.
up, Maybe you have
I
some
mean, I
Yeah.
feel
ideas.
like it's evolving into like story time, which I think is just as fun.
Yeah.
But that's what mine's gonna kind of be. So my first fun fact will be for Marcus, and it'll be he put me on the combination of a lifetime. Now, I'm not a big
Okay.
cigar smoker. I don't like
Oh.
I smoked
Ooh.
cigarettes when I was in high school and like a little bit in community college, but I stopped smoking pretty early on. And I like hesitate to okay. Uh I hesitate to smoke cigars, but we were on the beach of 4th of July. I think it was his last year.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, cigars and red wine. And it's like super hot out. Like I'm like, that's not what I want. I want like a mojito or a beer or some shit. But he's like,
Right?
no, trust me. And oh my god, the crossfade you get between like that head high, that like when you're like smoking a cigar for a long time and drinking wine and sitting in the sun, that has to be like a top five memory of the past like 5 years.
You did lay
That
you
shit,
just you
Wow.
just went and like laid down in the sun for
I
like an
I
hour.
did. I just laid in the sun and drank red wine and smoked a cigar, and that shit was so good. So yeah, that's my fun
Wow.
fact. Because he like that flavor, especially like the flavor combination. It's not just like the stimulation, I guess. It's also just like the flavor of the cigar and the richness of the red wine, like just can't like combine so nicely.
Yeah, like
Wow.
it does something weird. Like the smoke covers up your taste buds that deal
Hmm.
with bitterness and like alcohol burn. So then all you get is the sweet flavor. Like the only part of the wine that you taste is the sweetness, and it's so
Yeah,
refreshing, so good.
it was lovely. So that's my fun fact for Marcus.
Mm.
My fun fact for Liv is um that, and I think like it's gonna be inferred based on your guys' conversation so far, but she is a very good therapist. Like
Ah.
like she's very good at lending an ear, and like I don't know. I think you're very skilled at like listening and like giving advice and responding, but not like never to the point where you're like cutting somebody off or like you're very good at making people feel heard, I think. And I know this because in back in like 2019, I was going through like a pretty rough breakup at the time, and I lived in Eugene, and our units up, near Astoria. So it was like what, a 3.5 hour
Yeah.
drive back to
Yeah.
Eugene, and I
With
didn't
no
have a car.
traffic.
Yeah, with no traffic, 3.5 hours, and I didn't have a car at the time because my now ex girlfriend, who I was going through the breakup with, had my car, and so Liv would drive me to and from Eugene every weekend, pretty much, and it would essentially be like 3.5 hour long therapy sessions each way.
Yeah.
And I think you're very adept at it. Like I think that that's obviously in like you're a people person through and through. I think that's very clear in this podcast. But yeah, that's my fun fact is that you're a very
Aw.
compassionate uh therapist.
Thank you. You were little do you know that I had gone through a breakup earlier that year, and you
Hmm.
were also helping me kind of get over and get through mine as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I'm
But
glad we
talking
could help each other out. It was nice.
I feel like
yeah,
talking about it with other people who have like gone through a tough situation too, you suddenly
yeah, you
realize
just
that
Yeah.
you realize that you're not such a loser and just
yeah.
like
Yeah. I mean, there's
scum
nothing.
because you look at this other person and you're like, you're not scum and you went through a breakup, so maybe I'm not scum either. And then you feel
There's
better about
nothing like
yourself.
Yeah.
there's nothing to do to make it better. Like no matter what, it's a
No.
negative situation, but just like having that person there to
Yeah.
listen and to empathize is just like super. I think is very very valuable and definitely helped me. That and like having a because we were getting ready to go deploy, so having work to really like lose myself in, and then having
Oh
like
yeah.
people to talk to. I think really like I went into 29 or into 2020 very like very mentally like fit and like very ready to move on to the next phase of life because of all that stuff. So it's very
Hell
yeah,
yeah,
it's good.
dude.
And then while I'm on it, because I want to, everyone's saying nice things about each other. I just want to. I mean, maybe this is another fun fact about Marcus. Maybe this is more of a just a statement about Marcus, kind of like in conversation with the thing you said about me. But I see Marcus as my Air Force big brother.
Aw.
That's something I've always thought because like no matter what, especially like when I still worked in that office, but even now, like whenever I wasn't sure about something or like I didn't know what to do or like I was thinking about making a bad decision, and then I would always go to Marcus first to like ask about it and ask for like guidance and like he was there on my first day when I toured the 116th, and he was there all through all my training when I worked there full time, all that stuff. And yeah,
Aww.
so I saw Marcus and Vinny too as like kind of like you guys were like the like I don't know, I guess like yeah, like
The
the
big
guiding figures,
brothers.
the big brothers, but Marcus especially because like I feel like we've had a lot of interaction and like you definitely took a lot of initiative and like trying to mold me, I guess, as like a young man,
I was
a
like,
young
this guy
Uh,
airman.
needs some fucking help.
I
uh,
know this guy needs work.
oh my god.
Yeah. So,
Well,
anyways, that's
one
my mushy stuff.
way to
Aww.
one of my fears. I have to make up a new fear now because one of my fears just died. So thanks for that.
What's that?
We'll get to it.
Okay.
No spoilers.
Aww.
Um.
I also think of Marcus like a big brother.
Yeah.
I'll I'll
You give
I'll,
off big brother vibes.
I'll drink to
Does
that.
that sound weird?
I will also drink to that, and I'm actually drinking a bottle of, or not a bottle. I'm drinking
Just
a glass of of Johnny Walker Blue Label that Marcus actually picked. I think you picked out, right? It was a going away gift when I moved down to Phoenix.
Yes.
Sipping on that.
I feel like it's the perfect gift because even if you don't like drinking, the box and like the whole presentation of it is so nice. And
yeah, it just looks nice.
I think we started a new trend with you where we're gonna buy whenever somebody leaves that's been around for a while is gonna get one, because then everybody can sign the outside and then you can like keep the box forever. And it's just kind of
that's honestly the best part is that there's a lot of surface area for people to sign, and like every time I pull it out, I read all the notes.
Yeah. How many haggles did you get?
What?
Yeah, sorry, Liv.
yeah,
we can get you one
because I didn't get shit. No, it sounds like it sounds. Okay,
well,
I got a cowbell.
I got a cowbell too.
I ain't special. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so Pena's drinking. I'm also drinking, which technically I'm not supposed to be. But
ooh, naughty.
Yeah. Naughty. So I had a little bit of a goal. What is, I'm just trying to drink way less for a couple of reasons, but then without getting into too much detail, not because, well, my mom's having some health issues with like her liver, and so she's not allowed to drink. And so I was like, I'll support you. So this was our little bonding moment. I was like, I won't drink until you're allowed to drink. And she just recently got her most recent test results back for her liver, and basically everything is back to normal except for one. I don't know what it is. It's still a little bit high, but it's excellent news. And so my parents went to a wine tasting thing, and my mom was like, I did a sin. I had some wine. And so I was like, well, fuck it. If you drink and I was supporting you to not drink, that means I get to drink too. So I'm having a drink for this podcast.
Well, it's like a little celebration. It's nice knowing that like, things are okay. Like, little thing to celebrate, little sip.
Yeah. So
and I'm not drinking.
Of course.
Sorry, fellas.
That's okay. This is why we didn't get you Blue Label.
I know. I wouldn't drink it probably. I'd just keep it as a keepsake.
Looks nice.
But I got a cherry limeade, Waterloo sparkling water, and it is hitting the spot. Let me tell you.
Anyway, those are
sorry. Sorry to ruin your party.
Okay. Anybody else have any other fun facts before we move on? Close this phase out.
No fun facts. Is this the part where we talk about your guys' like weekend or whatever, or did we already do that? Did we skip that?
No,
we can.
You guys get like a
we can. We can talk about our week and our weekend, but before we get to that, I didn't say the topics for the episode yet, so we're gonna go over our MRO of burger toppings, homemade meals, as in like I as the person homemade meals. Unless you guys understood something different, which is okay, fine as well. I suppose we're making this up as we go. And then we're going to close it out by talking about our biggest fears.
Laugh riot down there.
Yeah. Week in the life of, there we go. We'll make that. Guys have anything interesting to report from the, live from the previous week? And then Chef hasn't been on the cast before, so he can kind of share whatever
Eddie
he wants.
and I, we were sick last week, which I forgot to like mention it last podcast, but that's why I was like hacking my left lung up. So my cough is slowly subsiding. So great news there.
Right.
And then trying to think. I mean, not really, man. We've just been working. It's been really nice after I feel like 2024 was just so full of travel. Like, I feel like I had such an insane 2024. Like, we moved, just still traveling up to Oregon all the time for drill, which was fine, but it's so nice to just be home that, yeah, we really haven't done much. Last weekend we didn't do shit. This weekend we really didn't do much either. Yeah, and then today we started rearranging the furniture in our bedroom, and that really makes you know if you love each other or not when you're like trying to move heavy objects around the room. I may or may
Dude,
not
what
have.
is it? Because like I've moved so many pieces of furniture with like friends and strangers, but as soon as you do it with a significant other,
I
it's
know,
like
man.
it just I don't know why why is it that the tension is so high?
I know, and I
It's
think
because you
the
both know
problem,
what's best, and it's never the same thing. But you know you're
literally,
right.
yeah, yeah, and like the bed frame that we have right now, neither of us are like super happy with it. It was like we got it off of Wayfair, and it's just definitely like low quality. It's like $250, and it's a king bed
Oof.
frame, and we just got it as like a placeholder, essentially. But we just haven't gotten around to like either buying like a new bedroom set. Which, by the way, we went to look at those today. After we went to church, so I guess that's something to report. But we went to Ashley Furniture, and woo doggy, is that shit expensive now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check out
Like, it's,
Costco, dude. Costco's got
yeah,
great stuff.
maybe. Yeah, we don't have a Costco near us, so we'd have to go do it in like the Dallas
Well,
area, which
if
is
you do it
totally
online,
fine.
they'll deliver it to you. Actually,
Yeah,
online is always delivery. You literally can't pick it
right.
up from the store.
Right. So yeah, we definitely need to start looking at other options. Costco might be on the list, but anyway, we've been having we had this like entertainment stand in our bedroom that we've been meaning to just take out for a long time, and yeah, it was just, oh man, it's just a pain in the ass, and like the bed frame that we have is so shoddy that like anytime you move it, it like starts coming apart basically.
Yeah. Dude, that's so rough.
It's not like when you're laying on it or anything, like it's totally fine. It's just like when you start moving the different pieces of it, it like, yeah, and so we have a rug underneath our bed too, and
Giggity.
the rug was getting caught in all the bullshit, and like, oh dude, it was pissing me off, and then naturally I just got a little bit annoyed with Eddie way more than I should have. But like, I don't know
What?
why. No, 100%. Like, I think it's because just everything was pissing me off. It was pissing me off that all the bedroom sets at Ashley Furniture were like ridiculously expensive, and then I was like, fuck this bed, because the frame is just, it's dumb as fuck. But
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? Anyway, sorry, I tried to make that a little shorter, but uh that was the most exciting thing that happened this weekend.
Wowsies.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go next because I'll ask Chef like kind of what he's got going on in life, and I feel like it'll be, he's not here every week, so there'll be more to say.
It'll be significant, I'm sure.
What happened this week? And nothing significant to report
Nice.
other than very, for the listeners, is, since you guys already know, but very, I think is a high likelihood that I will be going to Arizona to do what Chef is doing, teaching, being an instructor at the schoolhouse.
Importing friends.
Yeah,
Woohoo!
for at least a year, and then depending on how it's going, might extend it to 2, but definitely for a year. So getting out of the coast, which will be nice.
Woo!
I'm sure
It
I'm
is
gonna
really
miss it
nice.
a lot, but yeah. So big life change. So Liv, in one of the episodes, the bingo card episode, had changing jobs on there. So check. That's it. That's all I got.
Well,
all right.
not fully, but we're like 90% of the way there, right?
Oh, it's
Well,
going to be
I-
quite different, and I
Yeah.
will in my little week review, I think I'm gonna illuminate in a way that it's gonna be different.
Yeah.
Sorry, I meant not the job. I meant that he hasn't been like offered, or like he hasn't. It's not fully secured yet.
Correct.
Is what I was saying.
Oh, I see. It's too early to put the
Too
ink on the
early.
card. Is what you're saying.
Too
Yeah.
early to.
I don't want to get excited yet and then get my heart broken.
Yeah.
By
Right.
getting too excited, you know. So.
Yeah, 100%. All right, Chef, tell us about your life.
All right. Well, so I'll just try and keep it limited to last weekend and this week, and I think it'll sum it up pretty well. But so last weekend, as everyone knows, there's like been the big fires in
Oh
California.
yeah.
And luckily, even there was a more recent one in Castaic that kind of impacted my family. My sister and her family just they like preemptively kind of left the house because it looked like it was headed towards them. But that fire got taken care of relatively quickly.
Oh, good.
But yeah,
news.
so like I don't know. I'm over here in Phoenix. I've been living here since October, and I was watching that happen. And I guess just a little bit more lore on me is that I was a wildland firefighter for a couple years,
Lore.
couple seasons.
Yeah.
And like being over here and just kind of like, I'm like obviously like training people is a very important job and stuff, but I just really like felt kind of helpless and powerless
Mhm.
watching like my home burn.
Yeah.
Not literally like house, but like the place I grew up in burn.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? Like, I need to do something. So I was looking for volunteer opportunities all over the place, and I saw like, oh shit, like I can cook in like charity kitchens.
Oh
And
heck
I
yeah.
was looking online, and I was like, man, these things are pretty booked out. But I found a couple places that are just like, just show up with a food handler's card, and you're good to go. Like, well, we need the help. I'm like,
Mhm.
rad. So I'm gonna go out to Los Angeles for the weekend, and it was a 3-day weekend. And I was like, I'm gonna work all 3 days, and I'm gonna come back. I show up in LA, and I essentially get emails saying like, "Oh, the fires have died way down. The need is like lessened. The state and the government are like subsidizing people's like food needs now.
Uh
Like
huh.
we essentially don't need people anymore." So I'm like,
Boo.
shit. Well, like I'm in California, so I'll go hang out with my family. It was my birthday weekend as well, so I'm like, okay,
Oh, happy birthday.
like
Sorry I didn't
What?
know that and didn't
thanks.
text you.
Oh
Oh, that's
my
fine.
god.
I'm
When's your birthday?
29,
You
January
fucking
17th.
you old
I'm so
fuck.
pissed about this that I forgot
No,
it.
don't. That's not the point. That's not the point of the story.
You son
Happy
of a
Uh,
birthday.
bitch. You didn't tell
but
us. You're a bad friend for
well, I
not
don't.
telling us.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, right?
Anyways,
Yeah.
so I'm like, all right, well, I'll hang out with the family. Like, I can't do
Yeah.
this thing I came out here to do, but whatever. Like, it's good timing, I guess. And then I immediately got norovirus and
No.
exploded out both ends for 4 days in a row.
Oh,
Like basically the entire
dude.
weekend, I was just bedridden.
No good
And
deed goes unpunished, huh?
yeah, dude, I was like, this sucks. But anyway, so this week has been like I showed up back home in Phoenix on Monday, and I just slept the rest of the day. And this entire week has just been like struggling to catch up and just
Oh,
kind of get like a handle on things. And this goes
yeah.
into the change that you're gonna get to participate in, Marcus. Is so for context for those who might not be familiar with the military, like we are coming from the National Guard, all three of us, and
Mhm.
I transferred to work at an active duty unit. And the difference between the two services, I guess, is largely cultural. So the guard is very like laid back, like we have standards and we uphold them, but also it's just a lot more like conversational. Um, it's smaller, a tighter knit group of people, so there's less like bullshit. And now I'm in an active duty squadron, which is not small and tight knit. It's like a big organization. And one of the
Mhm.
one of the projects right now at that squadron is to paint all the classrooms.
Oh
Oh.
And
god.
typically we get let out at 3:30 for PT time. And our leadership has decided to waive our PT time to go paint
Paint?
classroom. So now I'm at work. I'm at work from like 7:30 in the morning to 4:30.
Oh.
And then I just been getting home exhausted, no food, no meals are prepped, nothing's good. Like I'm tired and I just been like going straight to bed basically this entire week. So
Oh,
that meant
man.
this weekend, the one that we're currently in, I've just been spending like meal prepping, laundry, getting the apartment together, just like kind of trying to
Yeah, like
set myself up for
reset.
success. Yeah, get
Yeah.
myself set up for this next week because last week was just trash.
Oh, rip.
Well,
Yeah.
I will say though, as annoying as that sounds, I feel like there's a lot of people that will benefit from learning how to paint indoors.
Yeah, well, our job has like zero like outside applicability. So, I better learn
Yeah.
how to paint or put the fries in the bag.
Literally.
Yeah. Well, you have all these like young airmen that like they know how to do fucking geometry because they just graduated high school and that's all they know how to do. And
Yeah,
a
all right,
bunch of
that's
them.
great. Go paint walls.
Yeah. So now,
Yeah.
20 years from now, when they can finally afford a house because this economy is dick,
Yeah.
they'll know how to paint the room. So it's kind of good for them.
Perfect.
Well, the crazy thing about it is that like I'm not even painting, so I I came here and they immediately put me in like a pseudo leadership position.
Uh-huh.
So I just go to a lot of meetings.
That's so
I
fun.
go to a lot of meetings and stuff now, and like I end up, but this just exacerbates the issue because now the meetings can go till 4:30 because
Ooh,
everyone's already here, stuck here.
congrats.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Heck
Can't wait till
yeah,
you get
dude.
here.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah,
Thanks for
That's
sharing.
hilarious.
That was
yeah,
some
of
good share
course.
time.
Sorry if that was too long.
No,
No, not at
no.
all.
This is
This is
great.
good. This is great. Yeah. Okay, cool. Last round, any save rounds for the week in the life of X person?
Mm-mm.
I think so.
Great. All right, everybody, if you're still here after this 47-minute intro,
Jesus.
Who cares?
like and sub. Thanks for being here. We're about to get into the topics, but first we're going to hit the top comments. This week I put 2.
Hell yeah.
One, the first one, I'll explain why after the second one. So first one, I think this. Yeah, we'll just go with it. So the first one is Soraya Curtis, aka Spyro.
Shout out.
So last week we were talking about our favorite memories at the 116th, and Sentry Aloha was on everybody's list. And
Tearjerker episode.
Yeah, the tire blowout scenario, which if you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. Soraya Curtis was one of the flashlight holders for the two.
She was
two gentlemen.
She was in the car with me. Yeah.
For the 2 gentlemen that were bickering at each other like an old married couple trying to change a tire. And yeah, so she says that Century Aloha trip was hands down the best trip ever. And I never want to hold a flashlight for those 2 particular individuals ever again.
Totally with you on that one.
Yes.
And
And then the second comment, and I know we were going to do top comment, just one comment, but Joe McKegg, once again, MVP. So one of the topics I think I asked, like, would you enjoy the football or would you enjoy the NFL if the NFL, the conspiracy was true that it was basically the WWE and it was all scripted? And we had a good little back and forth about it. So this is what Joe McKegg had to say about the WWE. And I just love that Joe is a WWE fan because it makes so much sense. It's so
He's
good.
gonna rip you in the comments for saying that.
I don't care.
You're
But
dead,
but
man.
here's the thing. He makes a super valid point. So here's what he says about WWE.
True.
In defense
True.
of the WWE, it is a scripted TV show. It is a theatrical performance with extreme acts of athleticism. True, those guys are wild. I loved it in the Attitude Era of Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Degeneration X. I don't know who that is, or JBL. And then his favorite, Rey Mysterio. The characters aren't anywhere near that level anymore. That's true because obviously everyone kind of thinks that WWE sucks now, and it's weird. So no one's aspiring to be that anymore. It's kind of in the 90s and early 2000s, I guess. Maybe it'll come back. Though I'd argue the women's division characters are worth it. Blah, blah, blah. He doesn't mention Stacy Keibler, which is a crime, but maybe he's talking about the women's division today, and Stacy Keibler was back in the day. I don't know if you guys ever watched Dancing with the Stars, but Stacy Keibler was the best.
No.
The best one on Dancing with the Stars, and she's from the WWE.
You watch Dancing with the Stars?
I used to, yeah, like with my parents. We only had one TV in the house.
And
my mom.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What are you judging for?
Google Stacy Keibler.
Like in Marcus's lane. That's. I feel like that adds some lore.
It really wasn't. Once I got a computer in my room and World of Warcraft found me, I never watched it again. But yeah, look, Google Stacy Keibler, and you'll think she's the best too. And then he goes on to say that, but this criticism of I don't like it because it's scripted is asinine. Fact.
What a word. Asinine is such a good word.
All TV shows, including most of your reality TV shows, are scripted. The only difference is that in this show, people get slammed through a table, like with their fucking head through it first from 15 feet. Oh, Joe, preach. Let them know.
It is a good point.
People, as cheesy and as goofy as WWE is, and I'll never watch it, you kind of do have to respect it, to be honest. It is fucking wild. So
respect the craft.
Yeah, I'll respect like 99% of entertainment. Like, they're putting their hearts into it.
Yeah. All right. Them be the top comments. And I'm trying to include Spotify comments because both the first couple of weeks, the first couple of weeks, Soraya and Chef were in the Spotify comments, and Liv and I just kept being like, the only person commented is Joe McKegg because we didn't look at Spotify.
I know.
Dude, honestly, I think it was episode 2. You guys were like, nobody's leaving comments, only Joe McKegg's doing it. And audibly, I was like, what the fuck?
You don't matter,
so
okay?
Funny. I know. Sorry.
I left my one comment, and after you made that comment, after you said that, I never left a comment on this podcast.
You'll have to leave a comment on this one.
Yeah, I'm just gonna comment. I'm in this one.
First comment. All right. Go ahead, Liv.
No. I was just gonna say we've been checking the Spotify comments ever since. Our mistakes.
Yeah. We identified and rectified. Cool. Everybody else, get into the comments. We're going to get into these topics. Please let us know your favorite burger toppings, your favorite homemade meals, and what your biggest fears are. Show us some vulnerability, you big
Why
babies.
Don't you? Yeah. All right. And with that, I say, do we let the chef begin or Marcus?
Hour in.
I say we go with the guest. Yeah.
All right, Chef.
Oh,
53 minutes.
Give us your number one. Well, okay.
I want to make sure our understanding of this Mount Rushmore is. I want to make sure we have a common understanding. Full disclosure: I'm raw dogging all of these. I have nothing prepared.
Heck yeah!
Good for you, buddy.
I like it.
So my understanding of this Mount Rushmore is that a base burger is 2 pieces of bread and a patty, right? So these 4 things that you put on are the only things that you're putting on this theoretical burger. Like these are your top toppings to put on this burger.
Okay, we're talking condiments.
We're talking everything. Ketchup counts.
So cheese is not included.
Yeah, so this is like these are your burgers.
This
like you
I like this. We're choosing this for sure.
Yeah, you get like a bog standard burger, and these are the four. You have the entire the
man.
world's your oyster, but you can only put four things on this
You get
burger.
the school lunch burger? Fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
you get the
just
McCormick's
dry ass
Costco burger.
bread,
Yeah.
dry ass burger.
With like basic like sesame or potato bun, like
this
whatever. Like
changes
nothing
my
to write home
whole-
about. Nothing to write home about in the bread or the meat, but these are the things you're gonna put on it. Like a burger.
All right. Go ahead.
All
Give me your top fucking thing then.
Don't like to lowercase.
Yeah, brother.
Pepper jack, baby. I love pepper jack. It's the perfect cheese. A little bit like, it melts really nice. It's mellow,
Yeah.
but you just get that little bit of spice. It's lovely. I love pepper jack.
I'm
cheese.
on the fence about it because I think there's a better burger cheese, but I'll get to it. I support PJ for now.
Now that cheese is on the table as one of my four, and I feel like my entire list is absolutely fucked now because
I
love it.
It's okay.
Do you want me to go
that's
first?
Good, because no, I don't. Sorry, that was aggressive. Actually, yeah, go ahead.
Don't touch my fucking list. Why'd you add a random plus sign in here?
I didn't. I don't know where that came from.
Oh.
I didn't make the plus. Oh, thanks. Oh, thank you. Anyway, I have to put a cheese, but yeah, I have to think about what cheese I'm gonna put. I'm leaning towards cheddar, but sometimes it's too overbearing. So,
all right, I'll go first then, since you got some serious decisions to make over there. All right, my first question to both of you is, what is your understanding of what fry sauce is?
It's like ketchup and mayonnaise.
Exactly. It's like ketchup and mayo with some salt added, essentially.
Yeah.
All right, my first one's going to be fry sauce.
That's absolutely unbelievable.
Do you not like ketchup and mayo on your fucking burger? Do you want to take up? Do you want to take two spots for that?
I don't like a big mayo. Like I'm not big on that.
All right. Well,
I don't need mayo on my burger.
You're wrong. So now it's fine.
Now that my list has changed completely. Not really, but I mean, kind of though. The cheese is really just throwing a wrench in my plans. I don't think I would pick fry sauce or mayonnaise as my condiment of choice anymore.
You guys are fucking tripping. Them dry ass Costco fucking burgers need mayo to like lube it down your esophagus. 100%.
There's many other lubrication options.
Yeah, true.
Oh, I can't wait to hear what yours are.
Like...
Yeah, and actually, is it okay if I change my cheese?
Sure.
Yeah.
I feel like I think I'm on to something here. Sorry,
the list ain't final until. Yeah, you know what? I was between American, cheddar, and pepper jack.
The melt is just and I love pepper jack, but it's a particular kind of burger that gets pepper jack on it.
You just want some microplastics in your junk.
A classic slice of a Kraft single on your burger is like that's quintessential America.
Shame.
But even though American cheese is fantastic, I think I'm gonna go with cheddar, like a yellow cheddar.
Ooh, like a sharp cheddar?
I don't think I want to add any like labels to the sharpness of the cheddar.
Not ready for that kind of commitment.
I really love extra sharp, but I feel like that's when I'm snacking on it for a burger. I don't want to say mild. A mild cheddar, but I feel like any cheddar for me will do.
Yeah, it's a good choice. Solid. Is like Tillamook? Is that your go-to cheese?
Oh yeah, God, dude, a slice of Tillamook on a burg.
I'm a big Great Value guy myself.
It's basically the same.
That's definitely not true. That's not true.
Chef is our Walmart friend.
Yeah. Hey, dude, their produce is really good for the price.
Dude,
Facts.
the Walmart brand of stuff, like, okay, sorry, we're going off the rails again, but like, take for example, like, allergy medicine. Zyrtec
It's the
costs like
same exact
30.
thing for like
It costs
half the price.
$30, and it costs $10 for the Walmart
Yeah.
brand. Are you joking? No brainer.
I-
It's the
My
same thing.
default always Walmart first. It's always the first place I hit up for anything.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Can't relate.
Okay. Chef number 2.
it's a classic.
Yep.
Adds a little bit of freshness, especially
Yep.
Little
Oh,
crunch.
the bird.
Interesting choice, because I
A
have
lovely crunch.
interesting with the
just
iceberg.
Yeah, I love the texture. I love like the freshness it adds. Like, give me a fat hunk of iceberg lettuce in a burger. I'm all about it.
So, question: why iceberg over romaine? Because on my list is romaine lettuce. Can I ask why yours is
Yeah,
iceberg?
romaine's a little too leafy. Like, I like the density of iceberg. Like, again, I think it's low flavor, high crunch,
He likes a little
and
squirt
like
of water in his mouth when he takes a bite.
and like romaine is like romaine has more flavor, but it's also like kind of like it gets warm really quickly. It gets warmer quicker, and like it starts to wilt a little bit. Iceberg like holds up really nicely.
Okay. I understand. I just don't agree. I just wanted to know why, but I get it. I get it, I guess. All right, Marcus.
All right. So before I go on to number 2, I will say fry sauce.
We went all caps.
Well, you guys are doing all caps, so I got to do all caps. It can't be fucking different. My OCD will kick in.
I still can't believe fry sauce is
So
number 1.
my understanding of fry sauce is it's mayo, ketchup, and mustard.
No shit. I don't feel like I taste any mustard in fry sauce.
Maybe
Same.
not. Maybe I'm crazy. But either way,
I'm googling it. Everybody, keep going about your day.
Yeah, I feel like a burger with no sauce is. It just feels so terrible to chew. You just munch it on this dry ass bullshit. You might as well put a bunch of fucking sand in your mouth and just chew on it. It sucks ass.
Especially like a burger burn burger. I'm throwing down a shit ton of ketchup and mustard on that.
And I feel like I'm being kind of smart here with going with fry sauce because I'm not going to take up 3 ingredients just for the lube to be like mayo, mustard, and ketchup.
Well, none of us are, you know what I mean?
So, your burger's gonna be dry as shit. So I'm winning.
So far,
fry sauce.
It's not gonna be dry as shit. You just haven't heard my sauce yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, I googled it. Fry sauce is usually made with mayonnaise and ketchup. So
okay, I'll take
on
it
that, Marcus.
Because
there's no mustard in
it. The nice thing about the mustard is the vinegariness. And what's another way to get vinegar? Pickles.
Yeah,
motherfucking pickles.
I love a good pickle.
Yeah, that's a good,
which type?
That's a solid choice.
I'm struggling with the type here.
There's only one answer.
No, there is not. You guys are so fucking wrong.
No, sweet pickles are gross.
Sweet and spicy. Sweet, you can't just get sweet.
So gross.
Yeah, you just don't have taste. It's fine.
Dude,
no, dill pickle, little salty,
dill
little
pickle.
vinegar. Oh, so good.
I'm just gonna leave it as pickles.
Fucking
different days, different feels. And
that's disgusting.
The cheese is really gonna throw this one off because you can't mix the cheese that I'm picking with like some of these things. So I'm just gonna leave it as pickles.
Yikes.
Because there's a lot to unpack here. All right, Chef, your turn.
All right.
No, it's my turn.
Oh, okay. Well, you already talked about romaine lettuce.
Okay, sorry. Well,
please go off on romaine.
Pop off.
No,
Pop
I don't
off.
know. I think it's for those of you that may have not been paying attention when Chef was talking about his iceberg lettuce. I paying attention? I don't know. What if they missed it? I was asking about romaine, and that's next on my list. I don't know why.
Romaine
it's
lettuce?
just personal. It's just personal preference on the romaine versus the iceberg for me. I think iceberg's a little too thick for me, and I don't like when the burger is so large that it's hard to take a normal bite of.
Well,
And
you
I
just gotta
think
work on your grip
I think
strength.
yeah.
Just gonna
Well,
smash that bitch.
well, okay,
Give
sure.
it the people's elbow, dude.
I'm like slapping my elbow right now. Boom. Yeah. You forgot the pickles. Anyway, yeah. So romaine, for personal reasons, and then chef just put. I'm assuming it was chef that did it.
It was me. I'm trying to.
Put
There we go.
a picture of
Stop.
Bubble Bass from SpongeBob where the pickles are under his tongue,
You
and he's like
forgot the pickle.
joshing
Dude,
SpongeBob, telling him he forgot the
Bubble Bass
pickles.
like sweet pickles.
Yeah, Bubble Bass is gross. Like,
Yeah,
that's
big
also
sweet
where I
pickle guy.
put my pickles, so I get it.
Yikes. All right, chef. Number 3.
Tomate.
This is where we start differing.
I love a fresh burger, man. Like I just again
And
like it's just the richness of the meat
mhm,
and the nice freshness of the lettuce and tomato. I just like a
mhm.
nice semi-thick slice of tomato, just like one in there. So good.
Yeah. Well, and I love, dude, it obviously choosing only 4 burger toppings is fucking blasphemous. But that's
It's
why I
not.
think
What fucking burger are you eating that has more than 4 toppings on it?
pretty much every burger.
Like more than 4 than
Well,
5, I guess.
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Otherwise, it's
having
too
to
much.
only
Too
pick
busy.
4, right? No, and I totally agree with you. But if I can only pick 4, I don't know that I'm gonna put a tomato on mine because I think I have 2 other options that I'd rather have on my burger. I totally get the tomato thing because normally I put tomato. This is my qualm with tomato every once in a while is that if you go, say you're at like a fast food restaurant, okay, say you're swinging through old let's go Whataburger because they put fresh tomato on theirs, or In-N-Out, either one. Sometimes, man, their tomatoes aren't up to par, and if it's a
The
shitty
In-N-Out's tomatoes are
tomato,
always up to par.
In-N-Out, okay, I haven't been In-N-Out in a while. I'm sure they have great tomatoes, but some fast food restaurants, the tomato is subpar, and I just it really ticks me off when that happens.
I would
You know what I
agree
mean?
on that. Like I've had when McDonald's used to have the Big and Tasty, which had like lettuce and tomato on it, and there's definitely I got some questionable pieces of romaine and tomato on that burger before.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like that just really like, you know, pisses me off.
It really grinds your gears.
Really grinds my gears when there's not a good
Sogs your
tomato
chips.
on there. Yeah,
Inverts your plow.
exactly.
Flushes your
Interesting.
goldfish.
Wow. Yeah, all of those things.
Rapid fire.
Totally.
Tomatoes just fucking blow. I hate tomatoes. They're
I
fucking
love
trash.
tomatoes.
I love
I could
tomatoes.
I could snack on cherry tomatoes. A caprese salad.
I have
tomato
tomatoes.
and mozzarella and basil and like a little balsamic reduction.
Oh,
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Unbelievable.
Fuck with that. Fuck with it so hard.
I don't
it's
even
gotta be
like
a good
tomato
tomato.
sauce on my pizza.
Oh, so good.
Yuck. Yeah, I always get white sauce. Like a garlic sauce or a ranch.
That
always.
Sucks. That sucks pretty bad.
Your mom sucks. Pretty bad.
Yikes.
Take that.
All right, Marcus. What's your number 3 then, Mr. fucking fry sauce?
What's going on?
Well, we started going all wonky because I had to think about my cheese.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Bacon.
Yeah.
Man, that's so basic.
So, tomato isn't basic. That's way more basic than fucking bacon.
So
you like a fresh burger. I like a savory burger, like the saltier and more vinegary burger. And just like
I don't know, man.
I'm a savory person.
Bacon is.
Go ahead.
If if I'm trying to drop like my bias, like the reason why I like roll my eyes at bacon is because for like 5 to 10 years it was like the punchline forever, and everyone thought putting bacon on something like bacon was people's personality for a good stretch of time there, and like every
Yeah.
restaurant in the
What's the
world is like,
problem
I'm
with
just
that?
gonna like
It was
they
the
cover up bad cooking with bacon. So like I my first instinct is to like roll my eyes at bacon, but
I mean
bacon on a burger, especially
it's pretty good.
some like applewood, like smoked thick cut bacon on a
Mm.
burger
Yeah.
is pretty great.
Yeah.
Fuck me up, dude. I'm a
100%.
slut for bacon on
The
burgers.
Taps burger, the farmer burger at Taps on the Oregon coast has bacon on it, and that's a really good burger.
Yeah. Oh.
Mm, sounds
Oh.
pretty good.
Let's say a prayer. Let's say a prayer for that burger.
Oh man, I'm really struggling with coming up with two more because there's so many. Bacon is definitely one of my honorable mentions. Specifically pepper bacon. I feel like that adds a really nice,
Hubba.
a really
Mhm.
nice little accent
Yeah.
to the burger. Specifically peppered bacon. That's my favorite kind of bacon, just in
Mhm.
general. Next, oh god. I think I'm gonna save my sauce for last. Right now I'm between pickles and onion.
Oh.
This is really tough because like fuck. I feel like I could have gone a totally different direction with my burger.
There's so many different directions. That's why
Now
it's so fun.
now I'm see because now I'm thinking like grilled onions, or I'm
Mhm.
thinking like anyway. I think okay. I think I'm gonna go with pickies. I
Dill?
think I'm gonna go with dill pickles. Yeah,
Hell
dill
yeah.
pickle slices. Just your classic bubble
You
bass.
guys are sleeping on the sweet spicy pickles on stuff.
No,
Like
I
on
don't.
sandwiches and burgers.
If it's not a dill pickle, I don't like it. I
Look,
hate any
if
other
somebody
pickle.
puts a sweet pickle on something, like I've seen like there's like deli sandwiches and shit with like
Uh-huh.
sweet pickles, and
No,
like if it's
Uh-huh.
specifically designed to complement a sweet pickle, then
Uh-huh.
sure. But like on a burger, I haven't had a
Oh,
single
yeah.
hamburger that would be good with a sweet pickle.
Bullshit.
I
I'ma
can't
make
get
you one.
behind sweet pickles just in general. I
I'm
cannot
gonna
stand
change
them.
both of your
They're
minds.
they're imposters to what real pickles are supposed to be, and I will not stand for it, and I fucking hate them. So
Well, I'm gonna
piss
rely on you
off.
being a people pleaser, and I'm gonna make you like them.
No, you're
Yeah.
not. I
I'm gonna-
hate them.
I'm gonna manipulate your people pleasing into liking them.
No, this is
I
the
know
hill I
you.
will die on. This
I
is the
know
hill
you.
I will
And I'm gonna abuse
fucking
you.
die on.
Don't like Italian beef
What?
sandwiches
I'm
have like
sorry.
sweet pickle and sweet pepper on them?
Sorry, I'm not gonna abuse you. I'm gonna abuse your people pleasing.
There we go. I'm gonna abuse you, bitch. Anyway, so Italian beef sandwiches. I've had like the sweet and spicy peppers. I don't know that
Mhm.
I've had sweet and spicy pickles.
Maybe there's
on
not pickle. I don't know if I've ever actually had like
I
a real
know
Italian
there's
beef.
oh dude. Wait, okay. Quick suggestion for you. I say you
Okay.
go to Portillo's. There's one in Tempe,
Oh,
Arizona.
I've been to Portillo's.
Okay, get their Italian beef sandwich. It's
I'll have
better
to.
than it's dude, it's good. Don't do the beef and sausage. Don't do it. Just the
Just do
Italian beef. And I like
Okay.
the sweet and spicy peppers.
I'll have to try that out. That sounds good.
And they give you the sauce or like the au jus, basically.
Yeah.
With the sauce.
Yeah. It's so good, man. Anyway, that's my plug for Portillo's Italian beef sandwiches. All right. Go with your number 4, Mr. Chef.
Finally, we said, like you need a sauce, right?
Yeah,
Well,
I
You've
hope you're
got
gonna
some
put what I
wet
think you're
ass
gonna put.
lettuce on yours, so you're lubed up. No need for sauce.
Oh no!
It's basically the
AKA
same. It's basically the same thing
bread.
as fry sauce.
Oh
Not even
man,
close. Thousand
Yeah.
Island,
can't.
aka spread.
I
Honorable
can't get.
mention, grilled onions.
Yeah,
Put that all together, and what do you have for the perfect burger?
dude, I don't know if I can get behind your Thousand Island. I think it's so overbearing.
No, I love just like a thin layer of spread.
That's
Like a thin,
important.
it's
It's important to say thin.
like a thin. I don't overdo it on the like. I'll overdo it on ketchup and mustard, but on Thousand Island, it's so rich and flavorful. You just do a thin layer on the bottom of the
Oh
burger,
man.
or on each like little piece of bread, and then you put the rest of this in there. And then an honorable mention, a little bit of caramelized onion, maybe some yellow chilies, and you have a perfect
Interesting.
burger.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get behind the Thousand Island, but that's just me.
So here's I might change my fry sauce to Thousand Island because it's essentially the same thing.
Oh.
Mayonnaise, which he apparently doesn't need, but he wants it anyway.
Yo, but this is
Onions,
pulling double duty too, because guess what else it
ketchup,
has in it?
relish, and lemon
It has
juice.
pickles in it.
Yeah,
That's
it's
true.
all of it.
Got a little bit of everything in there. It's great.
That's true.
Does it
It's
have mayonnaise in it? Is that real? Is it true?
Yes.
Oh,
That's
shit.
like the
I didn't
that's like the base. That's like
I
what
think
it
yeah.
mostly is. Yeah, literally
Huh.
this recipe says 1 cup mayonnaise,
Damn.
1/4 cup yellow onions, 2 tablespoons of ketchup, and 2 tablespoons of relish. So it's basically mayo. It's fancy
dense.
mayo.
It has so many different flavors in there. It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the
So-
thin layer is important.
No way, dude. The sauce is the most important part of the burger.
I disagree.
Yeah, but
You
you have
guys
to
are
like.
fucking crazy.
I
There's
think
so
the
much
meat.
moisture in this burger right now.
I think
So
the
you do
meat's
have a wet
very
burger.
important.
You got the lettuce and the tomato. This bitch dripping,
Well,
dog.
You know, the thing is that all three of us have had this burger.
Yeah.
It's not
100%.
my dream burger, but it's a good one.
It was on your burger list.
It's like blue cheese crumbles is like unbelievable too.
Oh,
Thank you,
dude.
sir.
Spoiler alert.
Eddie just brought me a bowl of brisket slices to try.
Nice.
Oh, let's hear it.
I wish I had a man to deliver his meat to me.
Pause. What do you mean by that?
Exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I wish somebody was delivering brisket to me at meat like at this time.
Alright.
Oh fuck.
Hopefully in 60 days, I can make your dreams come true.
Just text Marcus, you up?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I got 6 briskets. I'm bringing them right now.
Okay, so you went with the blue cheese, I see.
That's what I was waiting on.
Yeah, it's pretty
So,
good.
So is this a blue cheese crumble or a blue cheese sauce? Like a dressing?
I think I'm gonna go with the crumbles.
Good
Interesting.
choice.
Yeah, I feel like the dressing is.
Are you melting it on?
Oh yeah,
Okay, I was gonna say because otherwise it's just gonna fall out. But if you're melting it on, then
yeah.
as I was.
Here's the pickles don't work with the blue cheese, whereas grilled onions do. So I think I'm gonna go grilled. So originally my burger wasn't the burger that I wanted to make. It was just the general toppings, but I'm changing it to like my perfect burger in 4 toppings, and it would be fry sauce, grilled onions, bacon, and blue cheese. Fuck.
Yeah, I feel like
me
that complements each other.
So salty.
No, this would be a good burger. Again,
Oh.
I'm still like iffy on the fry sauce with the rest of these ingredients, but overall, I think this is a good.
Would it be better if I did Thousand Island sauce?
I don't know, because like I honestly feel like you would do like a jalapeno jam or something on this burger. Like you're going like real like artisan burger vibes with like the blue cheese and the bacon on there. So I feel like you'd kind of have like this niche sauce on the burger.
Yeah, I'll stick with the fry sauce.
There you go. Mine's kind of like, it's like your classic all-American. I feel like that's how chefs is too. Like I just love like a normal, like you go to a restaurant and there's a fuckload of different burgers, man. You get
Yeah.
You get the backyard barbecue big ass burger, or
Western
you get the,
bacon
burger.
cheeseburger.
yeah, or the Western cheeseburger, or like the fucking mushroom or like mushroom onion Swiss.
Oh, that one's, I love that burger.
No,
It's so
no,
good.
same. But I'd say 8 times out of 10, which, not very often I'm going out to just eat a burger, but regardless, for the sake of the statistic, I really just enjoy like a classic burger. But this
Jesus,
one,
I thought I was boring.
My
So
sauce
you
is kind of a.
you go to Red
Ooh.
Robin and you just get a
Garlic
fucking
ale.
basic ass burger.
Uh-huh.
Well, there's the mayo again.
So, yeah.
Mayo haters, dude. Apparently.
No, I'm not. I'm definitely
That's
not a mayo
basic
hater.
mayo.
Yeah, like if I'm
We
gonna
just like our
choose,
mayo elevated.
Yeah,
if
me
I'm gonna
too. That's
choose
why it's
my
fry
top,
sauce.
yeah, but it's elevated with fucking ketchup.
Yeah.
At least mine's. Yeah, which is like the other most basic ass.
It's the only good
condiment.
tomato. The only good thing tomato ever did was make ketchup.
Not true. Hot take.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with a garlic aioli.
Right.
I feel like it's kind of a fun thing to slap onto a burger. So,
So fun.
shut up. So I think I'm gonna lock it in right here.
See, I gotta be honest, like, I know our burgers look similar, but like, I don't know if I'd want to eat that. Like, the romaine lettuce and the garlic aioli are kind of throwing me off
Really?
a little bit. I feel like
I
if
don't
I have
know.
garlic
Take
aioli,
your
like, I
down.
want like a.
I feel like I'm kind of debating putting in tomato, honestly, instead of the pickles, and maybe pickles on the side type of vibe for this
I
burger.
feel like if you're gonna do garlic aioli, like I would want like mushrooms on the burger. Like that's the kind of that's the kind of direction I'd be leaning.
This is the chef in you coming out.
I think what I'm gonna do. No, you know what? I think I'm just gonna leave it. Because the other things on my list are
like, be true to yourself. Live
like
your truth.
onion. Because obviously, okay, if I'm making a burger at my house, I'm putting cheese, mayonnaise, mustard, lettuce, pickle, onion, tomato. You know what I mean? Did I already say tomato? But like, if I'm making a burger at my house, like I'm gonna put all the things that I love. It's hard as fuck to only pick 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I usually eat burgers when I go to In-N-Out, which is why my burgers essentially.
Yeah, yours looks very In-N-Out.
No, it doesn't. That's like the least In-N-Out.
This isn't the only thing you add for an In-N-Out burger is a caramelized onion
and chopped chilies.
His is literally your classic like double.
Yeah, this is your bog standard In-N-Out burger.
Yeah, 100%.
You guys really are boring.
Like, minus the onion.
I thought I was boring.
Its simplicity is beautiful.
I think so too. Burgers are made like this for a reason. Then they started adding all their backyard.
I don't need the hipster bullshit.
Because people with culture and taste showed up, started making good burgers. Finally,
that fucking blue cheese is the reason why a hamburger costs $25 now.
And I'll pay it. Fuck me up with the blue cheese, dude.
Some dude with a man bun making a hamburger for me.
Oh, well. I'm okay with it. I mean,
anyways.
By the way, this brisket is tasty.
Dude, now that's another topic altogether, is a brisket sandwich. That's where less is more.
Yeah,
I think a brisket sandwich is like tomato. No, I'm sorry. Lettuce, pickle. No, maybe pickle, onion.
Yeah, just like
pickle, onion, barbecue
acidic
sauce.
Yeah, something acidic and sweet.
Just like a little bit of onion and
barbecue
pickle
sauce, I think so.
Just fucking, so good. And a good piece of bread.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A hoagie. Just a nice.
Yeah, like a nice like roll.
I can't get behind that. I think it's too much bread.
What's the
really?
Costco has it's like the artisan something. I forget what the name of the bread is. It'd be like perfect for it. You put it in a toaster. Put a little butter on it.
I still like. I wouldn't want to do white. It's just too wet for like normal white bread or something like that.
I don't know if I do white bread, but I don't think I could get behind a hoagie.
I love like I don't know. Now I'm craving brisket now. That sounds delicious.
And I'm hungry.
It's really good.
All right, Liv. I think you're gonna kick us off with the homemade meals. I think I know what might be on the top of your list.
I think both of you know it's gonna be on top of my list. Spaghetti and meatballs.
So are you like making the pasta? Like what? Like define homemade here.
Okay, hang on.
I thought it was gonna be brisket, but
no. What? No. Eddie does all the smoking in this household. I'm talking about meals that Mama's making. These four are like my meals that I make. Yeah, so I don't, as much as I would love to, I don't hand make my own pasta. I know, tisk on me. Am I Italian?
I'm gonna tweak you out for a second. Sorry, it's fucking up the screen size for the recording.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It's all good.
No, it's fine. Sorry, everybody. Excuse me.
Jeez.
A lot's going on
you
right now.
Animal.
Brisket.
You got the meat burps.
Yeah, so yeah, probably. So I just use like your regular ass like Barilla, however you pronounce it, pasta.
Mm-hmm.
But I do make my own sauce and I do make my own meatballs. The sausage, I'd love to say I made my own Italian sausage, but I don't. Yeah, so for
making
me
sausage
it's
is tough.
Yeah, 100%. For me it's just the family recipe. It's the spaghetti sauce that the red sauce that I've been having my entire life. The Capelli family sauce, if you will. And yeah, man, it's just a staple and it's so good. And making the homemade meatballs it's so good. And then so I cook my meatballs, I'd say like 70% of the way in the oven.
Yeah,
Get them nice and browned.
You gotta finish them in the sauce.
Yeah, you have to finish them in the sauce. And that's I do essentially the same thing with the sausage. An update I've made as I've gotten older is I do spicy Italian sausage.
Yeah.
I think it adds a nice little kick into the meal. And then depending
sausage.
And honestly, I hate to label this just as spaghetti because there's so many different kinds of pasta you could do with this, like a nice rigatoni or a penne or something goes really well with this too. And then toppings, normally just like parm. But the other thing too is my family does like a little bit of like ricotta cheese sometimes on top.
Mm-hmm. Throw like a little spoonful on there on the bowl.
Yeah, it's so good, man. But yeah, just the classic. Why are you saying Marcus? Ricotta cheese.
I hate ricotta cheese.
I don't know, but when you mix it with the sauce and the pasta, it adds like a creaminess. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I haven't had it.
Like tomatoes, anyways.
Like whenever I lasagna with ricotta in it, you miss me with that. Next
lasagna.
What?
Look, I'm gonna go ahead and give a hot take. Lasagna overrated. I'm not a big lasagna guy.
If I'm going to an Italian restaurant, that's
crazy.
Probably the absolute last thing I would get is lasagna.
Last thing I'm gonna get in general. Lasagna is not great.
I love lasagna.
So I've had some really good lasagna in my life, but I think I just prefer.
There's so many better forms of pasta.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that's mine. Capelli spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Yeah.
Okay. My no particular order, but it might be number one. It's a recent one, thanks to Olivia. It's the Mississippi pot roast. Is that what it's called?
Ooh, what is that?
Brother. Oh, it's so good. It's so bad for you.
No, it's not. What makes it bad?
No, it's not. But
so it's 3 ingredients. You just get any type of pot roast or steak or whatever you want.
What? Steak? No, Marcus.
You could do a ribeye. You could 100% do a ribeye. I mean, I think it'd be
Like
a
a ribeye
waste,
roast?
but yeah, you just do like a pot roast or
Are you talking? Wait, are you talking ribeye roast?
no, pot roast. Well, you could do a ribeye
No,
roast.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, is that like a ribeye, but a ribeye roast? Because if you're just doing a steak, it's just
A
gonna get like
steak? It's
Yeah,
not
that's
gonna
sorry.
be.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, like a
Okay.
ribeye roast.
Okay. All right. You're
Um,
excused.
What's the other chuck? So you could either I think
Yeah.
most people would probably do it with chuck or just
Chuck roast is
pot
just your
roast.
standard pot roast. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you do pepperoncinis. So you put all of
Yeah.
this in a crock pot. Pepperoncinis, a little bit of the pepperoni juice.
Mhm.
Ooh, I'm looking at a picture of it right now. It looks delicious.
Depending on how much meat you put in, is what says how much ranch, the powder, the ranch dressing powder you put into it, and then some butter, and that's it. And then you cook that bitch for 8 hours, and
Ranch powder, huh?
dude, it sounds weird as shit.
Yeah.
1000%. It's the best food you'll ever make at home, and it's so easy. It's so. I mean,
So
I'm a
good.
sucker for savory, so
And
that's why I love it so much.
Marcus, I led you slightly astray.
Oh.
Because I forgot to put in the au jus packet as well
Oh,
when I made it
yeah.
at your house.
So did you? I thought
Or
you.
did
I
it?
forgot
No, I
to.
think
I
I
forgot to
did.
mention it.
No, I'm sorry. I think I did. I have forgotten it before. No, I think I did put it in at your house. But the au jus packet is what really I think drives.
Okay,
drives the
so
whole thing
I
home.
forgot to say that one too. Yeah, and then you do au jus as well, and then
Yeah.
like you don't add any extra liquids. You just do a little bit of the pepperoni juice, and the steak, especially if it's chuck, is gonna have enough fat to make its own. And then whatever roast.
The meat,
the meat, the beef, the beef
Yeah.
has enough fat on it to make enough juice, and then you pull it all apart, and then I mean, the easiest, most satisfying staple to like make it with is going to be potatoes, but I'm trying to avoid potatoes, so you just you put it on a burrito,
that shit
anything
over rice
on rice
would be amazing.
Oh my god,
rice would soak it up so nicely.
If you can get the meat like chopped up small enough, you could fucking do it as like a chip dip.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a D&D night where I made that, and we just had chips, and we just like had this giant crock pot.
Socks off.
The crock pot was just in the like basically in the middle of the table, and people are just like scooping their chips into it and just
that sounds so good.
Slurp. And yeah, I can't describe the flavor. It's
so good.
It's the best food I've ever made.
Good.
It's not the fanciest. It's not the most elegant.
No.
It is the best.
Is like just good old fashioned. Like this is dinner. Like this is a classic American. I mean, it's really French actually, but it's just a classic like pot roast. Like just throw that shit in the crock pot and you have a good dinner.
It is hands down the best flavor food I've ever made.
Wow. I'm glad I introduced you to it and you love it so much.
Yeah. I haven't made it in a long time. I need to. It's easy to frickin' meal prep it too.
Yeah, you just toss it in the crock pot and let it go.
Yep.
Hell yeah, brother.
Spurring some ideas. I wanna after Marcus moves down to Phoenix, Liv, you gotta come over. We can do like a potluck at my apartment.
I gotta make a trip while you guys are there. We'll have to go float the salt. We'll have to go float the Salt River for old times' sake.
I have a giant bottle of Chianti at my apartment that I got as like a moving gift, and I'm saving it for. Which I don't know if you guys are ready for me to transition into my homemade meal. I'm saving it until I make this dish for a large group of people.
Short ribs?
No. Ravioli with made with actually I'm gonna call it the Henrich sauce, which is Henrich is my sauce or Oh, I didn't. That's fine.
I didn't either.
But so a little more lore here.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's family, she was adopted by a family of Italians. They came over to the US and moved to Idaho to be potato farmers. And I believe
Sure.
they're from the north of Italy, northern part.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this is the family tradition. Every Easter, every Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
we all gather in one place. It was my grandmother's place for the longest time, but now it's my mom's place.
Mm-hmm.
And all the siblings and any extended family that are able to make their way to California, we make ravioli by hand, make the
Mm-hmm.
pasta and everything. And
That's
usually,
amazing.
traditionally, we fill it with a mix of like spicy Italian sausage
Oh
and
yeah.
veal and spinach, and then we make our sauce, and we have it's like pork neck and spicy Italian sausages are like the meat base with
Wow.
onion. Like traditionally, they put like onion, carrot, and garlic, and then obviously like all your herbs in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of the carrot. I usually, if I make it myself, I don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we make a big old thing of red sauce, and then we make meatballs. And what we do for big dinners, like when we have a bunch of people over, is we bake them into casseroles. So you make the ravs, you make the sauce, and then you make meatballs, and then you have like little mozzarella cheese balls and stuff, and then
Oh
you
yeah.
layer it in casseroles, and you bake it, and then you just
Wow.
throw that shit down. So that is the quintessential, like when I think about cooking, and I think this is
Mm-hmm.
like the thing that made me fall in love with cooking in the first place was is ravioli. Making homemade ravs
Wow.
with my mom's like familial sauce.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
That sounds
These days
really good.
I've been making raviolis at home, and I've been doing cheese raviolis too recently.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing
Mm-hmm.
goat cheese
Ooh.
and ricotta. And
Yeah.
mixing it essentially like it just tastes like goat cheese, but the ricotta just gives it a little bit more body.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I've been doing that with like a lighter, more acidic kind of red sauce, because the cheese filling super creamy, and
Right.
that's been really good too. So
That sounds
that's
phenomenal.
yeah. So this is my and it's like a big tradition. Like my so me and Carrie Walden, which for the listeners at home is a 116th Air Force alumni,
Yep.
and she's also
And
my fiance.
there we go.
And so we made raviolis for the first time on Christmas 2023. Oh, thanks.
Aw.
And we did that together. Like it was the first time making it. Like we did it up in Minnesota. It was just the two of us, and like that's what we did on Christmas Day. Was we made
Aw.
raviolis all day and we watched Christmas movies and stuff. So like it's not only is it like delicious and like it's just a very cozy meal, but it's like it's one of those foods that like is soaked in memories and like is just so like integral
Mhm.
to like my family history and like to like my personal like life growing up. So yeah,
100%.
definitely a clear George Washington on my RMO here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is the Hendrick sauce the family sauce, or is that something specific? I
Yeah,
don't know what that
so
is.
No, that
It's Henrich. That's my mom's maiden name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's in the
um
sauce?
Actually, you know what? Oh shit, I'm a fucking idiot. It's actually called Albo sauce. So that Henrich was my grandpa's name, but the Italian family was the
was
Albos.
Albo.
Yeah,
Nice. I was like,
Albo
Henrich
sauce.
doesn't sound like a very Italian
No, that's
name.
German.
I'll
Yeah,
buy it.
I was just thinking about my mom's maiden name, but no,
No,
it's
no,
Albo
you're
sauce.
good. That's kind of the same way what you were describing, like making it with your family and stuff. Like I just have so many memories growing up. Either it was my parents or we'd always go visit my grandparents and all my family that lives in Florida, and like
Hmm.
it's a staple that like my grandma would make. Dude, and it's so funny because everyone in my family that makes this red sauce, we all have like a sauce pot.
Yeah,
And it's like the biggest, dude. Imagine like one of the biggest pots you could like think of.
it's like an industrial cooking pot. Yeah.
100%. And like, I don't have one that's that
cauldron?
big, but like my grandma, her sauce pot is massive. It's so big it can't be kept in the cupboard. Like it's kept out in the garage.
That's what
my
she
my mom
said.
has like
Yikes.
my mom has like the kind of pot you would like steam water for tamales. Like she makes sauce in
Mhm.
that, and we
Yeah.
make tamales sometimes. But
Heck yeah.
yeah, and especially like good red sauce takes like over 12 hours to make, and then if you're making all your pasta by hand, it's like an all day thing. Like the
Oh,
entire family, you have
absolutely.
like 8 people working for 12 hours just to like make this one dish, and it's just like
That's awesome.
it's such like a bonding experience, and it's just like,
Yeah.
and the kids like my little nieces and nephews and the 4-year-olds are like they're helping make the raviolis now, and it's just like
That's
it's
so
just something
cool.
everybody can participate in. My grandparents are like
Yeah.
taste testing, like the older kids are doing the more complicated tasks, the kids are helping roll pasta. Like
Yeah.
it's just all like
It's a family
yeah,
event.
like
100%.
no matter who you are, like you can participate. So I think
Yeah.
it's a great, yeah.
Which is amazing. I feel like that's why I love food so much.
Yeah. So please
'Cause
tell me how much Mississippi pot roast means to you, Marcus.
It's really
Oh,
good.
yeah, literally. Yeah. That's funny.
Makes me
Um,
connect with my white trashness.
oh god. Should I go into my second one?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Is that a good segue? Um, okay. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to put next. Okay, so this one's kind of a new one. Oh, schnitzel. Okay, so
Oh.
so Eddie is like mega obsessed with German food, and my dad, he's an airline pilot. Just for people who don't know, he used to go over to Germany like when I was a kid all the time, and he'd bring back like the breading to make
Mhm.
schnitzel from Germany. And my husband, he was stationed in Germany before we came here to Texas. Um, and I remember my dad making schnitzel growing up. I remember we used to go to this like very authentic German restaurant in Dallas growing up. Shout out Kubi's Sausage House if you want to sponsor us. Anyway, uh, shout out.
Oh, I forgot to shout out fucking Sawyer's Soaps. This podcast is
Oh,
brought to
do it
you by
again.
Sawyer's
I had
Soaps.
a whole joke. I had a whole joke lined up to say we were sponsored by them at the beginning of this. Damn it.
You
Oh,
really
it's
let
all
us
right.
down,
We all
Chef.
get we
Wow.
all get caught up in the thing. But yeah, anyway, so then we were stationed over there and like obviously the schnitzel over there is just unreal. Um and so we came back to Texas and where we live right now, there's not a German restaurant. And I said, "You know what? Screw this. I'm going to make our own schnitzel." And I made it with a like Jaeger slash Hunter sauce, which is like the dark mushroomy sauce, and it absolutely blew my balls off. If I
Your wiener. Blew your
yeah,
wiener off.
my
Blew the wiener
giant
off the schnitzel.
yeah, but like I was very surprised at how well I did it. Um because I'm the type of person, I'm not afraid to cook anything. Like I'll definitely give it a try, but I'm very like critical of my own cooking and I'm like, that wasn't
Mhm.
my best work type of thing. In this schnitzel, I was shocked. So I'm gonna put schnitzel with like
I
Hunter or actually I'll say Jaeger
It's
sauce.
essentially like it's like Japanese barbecue sauce almost. I remember I went to Oktoberfest in Portland, and like I never had schnitzel before, and it's like a lot
It's very similar to
like
chicken
pork katsu.
katsu. Yeah.
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
well.
Or
So
sorry.
I was gonna
Yeah,
ask
pork or chicken katsu. Yeah.
what schnitzel is. So, but I didn't. So then I googled schnitzel, and one of the first questions on Google, it says people also ask, "What is schnitzel called in America?" And I read the first description before I read what this was, and I was like, "Oh, that kind of sounds like country fried steak. Is that essentially what it is?
No,
it's just a German
no,
country fried
different.
steak?
No.
Because
No, it's
that's what this
different.
says. People ask, what is it called in America? And it says country fried steak is nearly identical to
Really?
schnitzel.
I don't think
I mean,
that's
the
correct
breading's
at
way
all.
different, and it's made with beef. Like it's
Hmm.
different, but I mean, it's similar. It's like
I mean, I guess it's like
it's similar in the same way that
a
chicken
pan
parm is
fried.
similar to it.
Right.
Oh.
It's a pan fried
Like
meat.
it's a breaded fried piece of meat.
Yeah. So like, anyway, I just did it with pork. But I got some I already got some already thin pork cutlets, and then I just like smashed it even thinner and made them a little bit bigger, and then obviously did the holy trinity of flour, egg wash, and I did
The Holy
I did
Trinity.
panko. I did panko instead of regular breadcrumbs because I wanted it to be. I wanted there to be some more like I wanted it to be a little heftier than just with like regular ass breadcrumbs. So I thought the panko was a decent choice. And then the Jaeger sauce, man, I had to let that thing cook for a couple hours before
That's so
the
good, though.
flavors really. Yeah, it was unbelievable. I don't remember what I served with it though. I don't.
Does
I
it
don't
have like a
remember what I.
black licorice flavor, or is it something completely different?
No.
It's very
What?
barbecuey.
Interesting.
So the Jaeger sauce that I made was not so barbecuey.
Oh, really?
Mine was more like mushroom based.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is like typical for I guess like, well, let me actually Google really quick Jaeger sauce cuz I think it is Jaeger. Could I have the Jaeger schnitzel? ein ein Jaeger schnitzel bitte. Yeah, so it's a mushroom. Yeah, it's basically just a mushroom sauce, and it's like a very rich like brown gravy type of sauce.
Dude, honestly, I'm looking at schnitzel with this Jaeger sauce on it, and it looks like country fried steak.
Okay, but it's not. It's not.
I
It's
know it's
totally
not,
different.
but it's just saying I get why people make the
That's
comparison.
true. That's true. Yeah. Anyway, it absolutely blew my balls off, and it was super good. And it might. I'm trying to eat better, and obviously dipping a piece of breaded pork into a vat of piping hot oil is probably not the best for my body, but damn,
No.
does it taste good? That shit is.
Oh.
It's so good, man. So, with my schnitzel, I'm gonna kick it over to Marcus.
It's hard to follow that one up. All right, mine's gonna be. This is a bit of a family tradition. Green chili chicken enchilada. Holy cow!
Ooh, have I had these before? I
That
vaguely
sounds
remember.
good.
So it honestly, the easiest way I can describe this, and it's not made. You could make it the traditional enchilada way, where you like roll them into enchiladas. We essentially make it like a lasagna, so it's like a Mexican lasagna.
You just
So
make
you
it
do
like an enchilada casserole. That's what
Yeah.
I do.
That's
It's
actually
easier.
this
It's
is
easier
supposed
than
to. Yeah.
rolling everything. Yeah,
How do you spell casserole?
I
don't even
never
know.
roll enchiladas anymore. For what, dude? It all goes to the same
Yeah.
place, man.
So you start off with like a base of you get chicken however you want to make it. Usually the easiest way for me is just to get a couple of rotisserie chickens. Or the Costco thing where you can just they already pre-shredded the rotisserie chicken. So you do like a layer of I like to use corn tortillas, hot take, but you know, to each their own.
I prefer corn.
I mean, if you're trying to do it legit.
Yeah, so you do a layer of corn tortilla, and then you put sour cream, chicken, the green chili enchilada sauce, and then you just layer that. And cheese, and then you start the next layer of tortillas, and you just fill your whatever 6x9 or whatever size thing that you're doing. My parents like to add black olives to it, but I don't like olives, so
My parents
yeah.
I don't do
my
that.
my family did the same. We like only difference was it was flour tortillas, just because I think they were bigger.
Yeah.
But like we did the same exact thing, and
Okay.
the black olives on it. It's so good.
Yeah. So I'm not a
Dude,
huge
and
olive
my
person, so I don't put it on there. But man, and you put it in the oven. Oh, oh
yeah.
my god.
So good. It's
And
all
like
crispy. Oh, and it turns into like a little chili chicken soup in the middle.
Uh-huh.
yeah. But
So
it's
good.
crazy because like the enchiladas I grew up like the enchilada casserole slash enchiladas that I grew up having is like we always do ground beef. Like we always do beef enchiladas. That's I mean, now, ever since I flew away from the nest, I've definitely done the green chili chicken enchiladas before because they slap. But we used to do ground beef and then we'd mix the green and the red sauce.
Oh,
And
fancy.
it's actually super tasty.
I'm all about the freaking green chili. There's
Yeah,
oh my
I prefer the green
god.
sauce.
Especially if
I'm a
you
big
can
chili
get
verde
like
guy.
yeah, like get the authentic stuff from New Mexico. Oh, oh.
They
So
have
good.
So I'm actually not too far from New Mexico, and when there's Hatch green chili season, they
Mhm.
put the Hatch green chilies in the store, and I have some in my freezer
Oh,
right now that
there's
I haven't done anything
unbelievable.
with, and I need to make green
It
chili
makes some
chicken
sauce.
enchiladas.
Well, the thing about the enchiladas is like these ones particular is like, and on a macro like sense, like you
Hmm.
fill that shit up with chicken breasts, like shredded chicken breast, onions, and then if you make your own chili verde sauce and
Oh yeah,
that way it doesn't have like all the shit like the preservatives and
processed.
shit in
Yeah,
it, and you just like make it yourself, then
yeah,
like you could
it's
have
pretty
like
good for you.
legitimately good for you enchiladas that are like
Yeah,
super filling and super delicious for like
yeah,
lunches and shit like that.
yeah. I
Mhm.
really want to make my own green salsa too, because like if I'm at a restaurant, specifically a Mexican restaurant, and there's the choice between green and red salsa, I pick green every time.
Yeah, green's
Mhm.
just so good. It's so
As
fresh, a
as
little bit
long
of, a
as
little extra
long as it
acid.
doesn't light my ass on fire. 'Cause sometimes you pick the green one, and you're like, "Woo, that's a
Yeah.
little spicy."
But well, are you talking about a green chili um one, or are you talking about a tomatillo? Because that's
It
Both.
depends.
in Mexican, that's
The
like the difference between
tomatillo,
red and green, right?
tomatillo, tomatillo is like the certain type of tomato. It's like a
Yeah.
green.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
making like salsa like verde, like usually it's like
Right.
a tomatillo base with chilies in it, but like that's
Right.
like the
Right.
Oh,
main
does
the
it have
main base
chilies in it
ingredient.
too? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
the big
Typically,
difference
yeah.
was just that it's made with tomatillos instead of
Yeah,
tomatoes.
tomatillos are they're relatively flavorless. They're kind of like tomato, honestly, where it's just like
Mhm.
they have a little like a somewhat of a flavor, but really you're getting most of your flavor from your chilies, from your
Hmm.
garlic, from like your other seasonings and ingredients and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just a delivery vehicle to like give it some
It's got some flavor. You can
volume.
definitely tell the difference, but yeah, it's essentially it's the body.
Yep.
Makes sense. Makes
Super
sense.
tasty. Yeah,
All
that's a
right,
good one
chef,
though.
you're up.
Oh, dude, I was hoping you would put that with chimichurri.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tri-tip with homemade chimichurri. This is something I picked up when I was cooking professionally. And now like anytime I'm invited to like a barbecue or like some kind of function, I always bring tri-tip with chimichurri. I grill the tri-tip up, get some nice marks, a little bit of caramelization on the outside. You finish it in the oven until it's a nice medium rare in the middle, and then you make a chimichurri of parsley, cilantro, little green chilies. You'd use lemon zest and then oil, a little bit of vinegar, salt, pepper, and you make it like nice and wet. Like you want it to be like kind of like a slop.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, you slice that tri-tip nice and thin. It's nice and rare in the middle, and then you just like put a nice dab of chimichurri in every single slice. It's so good.
I'd say generous dab.
Mhm.
Yeah, like the
Everything
chimichurri
is
is
good.
really. I mean, the meat's great, but like the chimichurri
Yeah.
really just takes it, like brings it to
Yeah.
a new level.
So I've actually had this that Chef has made before, and I can attest, if I'm gonna make a Mount Rushmore of things Chef has made, this is absolutely on my list. The tri-tip is unbelievable. It's so like perfectly tender, which if you've never cooked a tri-tip before, it's a hard cut of meat to
It's
get
really
it right.
difficult. Even if you have a
Yeah.
thermometer, it's really difficult to
It's
like
yeah,
get a
to
good
get it
cook on.
perfect.
It kind of
100%.
depends on
It's
like
very
the cut of
technical.
meat as well. Like sometimes you get a good cut of meat with enough fat in it, because that's what I eat tri-tip every single day right now. That's like part of my diet, and it's just sometimes you have one with no fat in it, and sometimes you have one with perfect fat. And like
Yeah. Well, it's the
Yeah.
thickness of it because like the way the cut is, it's like it's thick on one end and it gets thinner.
Mhm.
So like it's
Mhm.
just It's kind of unpredictable because like
$100%.
the fat contact varies, the thickness varies. Like
Yeah.
maybe like you have a really good cook on the thickest part, but then the thin part kind of sucks. Like it really is a lot of it's luck and then like feel. I've
Yeah,
definitely been
for
fucking up
sure.
some tri tips recently. Like the most recent ones I've been making have been kind of shitty. I haven't been making them as often as I want.
Mhm.
yeah,
Um,
it
but yeah,
helps to cut it
it's
up. By the way, that's what I do.
what like cut it up and then
The
roast it.
When
tri-tip,
it's
yeah.
rare?
No. Like before you cook it, you cut it into
I'm
Like
sorry.
so.
I meant
small
raw
chunks.
instead of rare.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. When it's raw, you cut it up so
Oops.
that the pieces are about. You don't have the one thick end and then the one skinny end. I mean, you
Oh,
do,
Yeah,
but you just
interesting.
take the skinny end out before.
I feel like
the
that
thick
doesn't
end.
I
mess
like the
with the
challenge.
integrity.
I don't think. I mean, technically not.
Yeah, I suppose.
Not
I've never
not in the air fryer
cut
at
raw
least.
meat.
Yeah.
You make it in the air fryer?
Oh yeah, dude. 10
Interesting.
minutes, flip it and then you
How
do
big is
7
your
minutes.
fucking air fryer?
Well, that's
Oh
what
my
I said.
jeez.
I cut it into 8-ounce pieces.
Oh, so you're making little tried to fillets.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
but
what I
I'm
do.
just
Interesting.
wow, you're doing it in your air fryer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think Carrie made a steak in her air fryer. She had like a little piece of filet mignon that she put in the air fryer.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's not
I've
the
never
best,
I've never done
but
it in an air fryer.
yeah, it's not but you can make a better steak on something else, but I find it annoying to sear steak on the stove because it makes such a mess. Like so much shit just splatters
Smell
everywhere
and the
and
sizzle. It's
smoke.
the experience.
Yeah.
It's all about the
And then
experience.
I don't mind the smell of it, but it's just like I don't want to wake up in the morning and the house still smell like steak. Like I don't necessarily like that. So the air fryer gets rid of all of that, and I do 10 minutes. I put it in however it goes in 10 minutes. Flip it
Uh-huh.
7 more minutes, and it comes out perfect, essentially
Wow.
every single time.
You should look into like a Ninja foodie grill. Like an indoor grill.
I mean,
I'm not saying your
could,
air
but-
fryer method's not working, but I don't know why I'm still so stuck on the air fryer.
Yeah, it took me a while to try it out, but once I got like figured out the timings, it's pretty much perfect every single time.
Yeah. Well, hey,
Here's
it's working.
I got another tri-tip thing that you should have Eddie try. So I don't know what your smoker looks like, but the smoker that I use
A pellet smoker.
Mine has 2 racks. So I will have the tri-tip on the bottom rack, and then I'll do like really thick cut bacon on the top rack right over it.
And the bacon drippings get on it.
Yep. And then as soon as it's the temperature that I want it to be at, the tri-tip, I take it out and I put it in a pan to catch all the liquids, and I put it straight in the fridge overnight. And then the next day you cut it into like smaller fillets or like steaks almost, but like not like 1.5 inch thick steaks, maybe like 1/2 inch strips. And then you reheat it on a charcoal grill. And
Interesting.
So then you get the charcoal smoke flavor, you get the smoker flavor, and then whatever extra things you have on it. And I think that will be easily the best steak you've ever had in your life.
Interesting. I do have a food safety question for you.
Okay.
When you say you put it right into the fridge, like, are we talking like you take it from the smoker straight into the refrigerator?
Well, it's
Or
in
you
like in
let
a
it
big pan.
You gotta
So
let
that
it rest for a while.
you
No,
don't let
no.
it cool off?
Well, I let it
Oh,
cool
God.
off in the fridge because the faster it cools down, the less liquid
Yeah.
comes out of it. So the
No,
liquids stay inside of it.
I was just wondering if you let it come up to like room temp before you toss it in the fridge.
No.
All right.
What's
I
your
mean, I guess as long as
concern
you're
with
not
it?
putting it in as long as you're not putting it in a container, like if you let it cool down and then you take it out and then you cut it up and then you put it into other containers, because essentially if you're like putting it in a container, it can like breed bacteria and stuff, like the temperature
Yeah.
change.
Right.
Right, but then the next day you throw it on a piping hot charcoal grill. Like that's you're gonna if you were concerned about any of that would kill it pretty
I
quickly.
mean, if
But
cooking killed all bacteria, there would be no food poisoning.
well, I think that's a problem with not cooking it to a high enough heat. No, it's not a. But I mean, that's actually one of the smoking tricks. Is if you want to maintain all the juices, you put it straight into the fridge, and it cools down
Interesting.
so fast, and it doesn't let the liquids out. I mean, it'll let some out, but it lets way less liquid out. So then you have a really juicy thing for the next day. So this is what I usually do when for camping. I'll make a couple tri-tips, and then I'll just bring the tri-tip with me. And then every day, usually camping, you have a fire going, and I just have this like portable grill topper thing that you just put on the fire. And then there's these they're like a copper mesh meant for cooking on an open fire. So you just put the copper mesh, and it like allows the smoke of the charcoal to come through. And you just throw the pieces on there and like get a nice crisp outer layer on them real quick, and it's unbelievable. I just randomly discovered it one time camping because I brought some tri-tip that I had smoked, and then we heated
That
it up
sounds lovely.
on the fire, and it was amazing. Yeah, should try it sometime. It's I mean, obviously it's literally 2 days of work, but
Yeah.
it's
Worth it.
Nice camping trick. Anyway, sorry, that was
Hell
a long
yeah.
story.
No, that's fine. Anyway, super quick before I do my third one, I actually texted Chef not that long ago and like
What?
asked him what was in his chimichurri. Do you remember that?
Oh, okay. I thought you meant not
I
that long
was
ago as in
no,
today. Yes, I do remember
no.
that.
I often, well, maybe not super often, but I'll occasionally text him and be like, "Hey, man, how would you do this?" And
Yeah.
yeah, he's the resident. Besides like my mom and my grandma and my dad, they're all chefs in their own right. But every once in a while, I
Yeah,
gotta text
I'm always
the professional chef.
I love when people text me about food. Like I'm always happy. Even if I don't know the answer, I can like speculate and stuff. Like Carrie does that all the time. Like she'll be like, if you had these things, like what would you do with them? Or like what do you think?
Yeah,
Or like kind of brainstorm a little bit or yeah, like
yeah,
always I love talking about food.
absolutely. Me too. Um. All right. This one might. We'll see how you guys feel about it. My homemade chili.
Oh
With
yeah.
I love cornbread with my chili. I don't do it often. Normally, I'll just make a giant pot of chili, but with the cornbread, it's just like chef's kiss. But
Hmm.
God, dude, I love just like, and mine's like, I would say mine's a pretty classic chili. Like just your run of the mill ground
I've had your
beef.
chili before, right?
Yes, I made it before we
Yeah,
deployed, and it's
I
just
do.
very
It's the
like
same time.
standard.
That was the same time we made the tri-tip too.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember that chili being so fucking good. It was spicy, surprisingly spicy.
I did. So I think for that batch, I tossed in some jalapenos every once in a while. I really like I chop them up very fine and dump them in because I don't want giant chunks of jalapeno, but I want the essence of the jalapeno in there.
Oh,
so I chop it up super fine and I'll toss them in every once in a while, just for a little pizzazz. But yeah, I love classic chili. It's so tasty, especially this time of year.
I don't like chili.
Ah, fuck.
I don't
Are you
like beans.
serious?
There's always one.
There's beanless.
Not
I guess
mine.
that's true.
Growing up, I always went for beanless, especially on like hot like chili cheese dog.
You
Always
talking
go.
like Wolf brand
Hell yeah, the
beanless
like dog like
chili
fucking dog like
or
dog food,
the
man.
Hormel
Yeah,
Hormel
exactly,
fucking
dude. You know
dude, that shit is so good though.
when mom and dad's paychecks are running thin, it's chili dogs for dinner all week.
Dude,
And
chili
yeah,
dogs are yeah,
Hormel, like Hornell.
Hormel, yeah.
Was it Horm or Horn?
I think it's Horm.
Oh, okay.
M
But yeah, like the
Hornell?
beanless chill the
What
beanless
are
chili
Sorry.
on a shit like great value chili dog, like a hot dog, and like
Oh, dude. We're
the big pack
talking
of
like
buns. Oh, I love
yeah.
it. Dirty
Or
water, like you boil
the
them too,
best
like so good.
the best is when you run out of hot dog buns and you gotta slap that shit on a piece of
And a
bread.
tortilla. Nah, you throw that shit in a tortilla.
tortilla? Hell yeah.
Oh, you guys
Yeah,
did
man.
tortillas. No,
Hell yeah.
mine was like shit. We ran out of hot
Yeah.
dot buns,
I've
and
put
it's
them in
like
like white
no
bread
one
before
wants to
too.
run in.
Yeah.
No one
I
wants to
just do
run to the
toilet
store.
paper.
So like,
It's basically white bread.
no, it's not.
Yeah. Toilet
Hormel, no
fucking
beans, chili.
Wonder
Let me
Bread is
see.
basically toilet paper. Prove me
Wonder
I'm
bread has
wrong.
its own charm. It has its own. It soaks. I mean, like toilet paper, it soaks sauce nicely.
Yeah, booty sauce.
Yeah. Which I mean, chili.
So here's
Hang
a
on.
question about chili. What are the main spices in it? Because there's something about even the beanless ones, like there's just something about the flavor that
Well,
it doesn't do it for me.
Chili powder's like one of the. Oh, there it is. There's the Hormel, no beans, baby. And look, it's a fucking chili dog on the can, bro.
Mmm.
Yeah. So, call you know, I'm not here saying I'm super fancy. I buy the chili packets normally because it just has
Boo.
everything. It just has everything portioned so proper. And so depending on the amount of meat that I'm using, I'll sometimes use those chili packets. So I've done it on my own where I put my own, but like it's a lot of chili powder. Like a lot of chili powder. So maybe you're not like a chili powder. Well, and also it's like tomato based as well. Like
I
all
mean,
chili has tomato something in it. So if you hate tomatoes, that probably also explains it.
there's just a very specific flavor in chili, and I probably just relate it to beans because most chilies have beans. I don't know. It's weird. I just the whole flavor of it. I also really don't like soup. Like I don't. It
Oh
just
my
doesn't do
god,
anything for me.
bro. Soup is like
I
my
love a
favorite
good soup.
food group.
Like a chicken tortilla soup or like an albondiga soup.
Dude, so like
Oh,
the Zuppa Toscana soup from Olive Garden is like a staple in this household. Like I'll make it. I haven't made it lately. But like we went on a kick there where I was making it every few weeks. It's so tasty. Or like I make potato leek soup, which like,
ooh.
dude, and the craziest thing about that soup is like it's just the family recipe that we've had forever, and it's so simple. It's potatoes, leeks, little bit of butter to saute the leeks in, water, salt, pepper, and a dash of heavy cream towards the end once it's done cooking. But it's like the most simple recipe, and then I kind of make it. We'll put cheese on top, and then I do bacon bits. But
Delicious.
I cook the bacon. But it's such a like. So I hate to say this, but without the cheese and bacon, man, that was like a Great Depression meal.
I mean,
That's what
that is what that is. Yeah.
that's what my great grandma used to make back in the 40s and 50s when my grandma was growing up. It's the easiest and most simple recipe. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. Chili with cornbread is great.
Tangent heavy episode. I'm sorry for. I feel like I'm getting a lot of tangents going here, but there's just so much to talk about with food.
I know food is love. Food is
we're
life.
here to have a good time, and if we go for 5 hours and people don't want to listen, then fuck them. At least we had a good time.
Hell yeah.
But is it my turn? Do you have another sidebar?
No.
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that because you were about to bring up another sidebar.
No, I just realized it's almost 9:00 my time, and I'm like, man, we've been going for a hot minute.
Oh, that's all right, brother.
Yeah, we're 2 hours and 10 minutes in. All right, my next one is just a classic ribeye. I mean, you can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, it's hard to beat just a simple steak.
Yeah, you just get a little bit of salt, pepper on it, some butter.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Pound Town.
There's really not much to argue on that because
I
had steak. I had steak like roasted potatoes and like pick it like veggie of your choice on my list.
Yeah.
Because it's such a tasty little dinner.
It is. I mean, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it. Since this like figuring out how to cook it perfectly in the air fryer. This wouldn't have made it onto my list without me figuring out how to do it in the air fryer. Because, like I was saying,
you're doing ribeyes in the air fryer too.
Oh yeah, man.
I've got
the crispiness that it gets is excellent.
I've got some really, really big thoughts about your
maybe I just gotta like R&D it a little bit more because Carrie tried making the filet mignon in an air fryer and she was not thrilled about it. So maybe there just needs to be more. Maybe we just need to adjust.
Filet mignon could be tough because if it's
just because it's not fatty enough.
Well, it's also an oddly shaped steak, so the outside's gonna be really crispy, and then the inside's probably gonna be like raw, but like not the good type of raw. No? Oh, okay. Yeah, but so the fattier the meat, so I will say because I do right now, I'm just doing tri-tip every single day because tri-tip is cheaper than ribeye. And I'm not trying to pay freaking $13 a pound for ribeye when I'm eating a pound of it a day. So, the tri-tip is cheaper. So that's where if you get a nicely marbled fatty any type of steak, it will work great in the air fryer. If you get a very lean piece of beef, so like today, the tri-tip that I made, I was just had like no fat, no marbling at all. And it was like chewing through a rubber tire, even though it was cooked. I mean, you look at it and the outside is perfectly cooked and the inside is perfectly I like medium on tri-tip. Medium rare on tri-tip for me is a little too chewy. But today this tri-tip was kind of ass and I had like a sore jaw from eating it because it was so chewy. But the ribeye works great. It's just more expensive, so I don't want to do that right now. But I don't like cooking ribeye on the stove because it makes such a smoky mess and sets off my fire alarm. Because for some reason, the house builder, if I really hope the person who built this house listens to this podcast someday because you're a fucking asshole. They put the goddamn smoke detector directly above the stove. So anytime you do any sort of cooking or searing,
That's a bummer.
like even in the oven, like you put something in the oven and you put it on broil, every time you open the door, the fire alarm goes off.
That sucks.
It's oh my god,
that
it
does
makes
suck.
so yeah, I hate, especially in this house, I hate cooking. Maybe if I had a different house, I wouldn't hate cooking ribeye or any steak on the stove because the smoke would just get sucked up into the vent. My vent is a piece of shit, and then this stupid fire alarm goes off, and the cat literally like tries to run up the wall and like breaks everything, and Margot is howling, and I'm just like, fuck, sensory overload.
Yeah.
My tism is kicking off right now. Yeah. So I do it in the air fryer. You should try it. 10 minutes. I guess you have to figure out your air fryer. My air fryer does.
I think I'd rather stand outside when it's 20 degrees here and just grill it. That's just me though.
But you're not going to get a great grill on it because the outside temperature fucks with your grill. So, just saying.
I had a good steak the other day.
All right. Well, you know, if that's what you like doing, I like the simplicity of the air fryer. It's
I think
10 minutes, walk away, walk back, turn it over, 7 minutes, and then come back, and it's done. And then I
only cook my steaks.
I just prefer grilled.
I honestly, I'm not a big fan of grilled. I don't think you can control. I don't think you have enough control over like the cook, and then
You're
also
a pan sear type of guy.
I'm a pan sear, 100%. As a matter of fact, this is a good transition into my next one. I'm just gonna go ahead and type it in here.
Yeah, do it.
New York
strip.
York.
Yes.
Strip.
Yes, that is one of my favorite cuts of steak.
With some mashed taters.
Some ketchup.
Nah. So like the New York strip, it's like it has a nice bit of fat on it, but it's still like a really cheap cut.
Oh
like it's always the most inexpensive. Like when you like price to marbling New York strip, I just love I love it, and it's always whenever I go to like visit Carrie or like whenever I'm trying to like make like a date dinner or something like that. Like a couple New York strips and pan sear it with some butter and thyme or rosemary and a little bit of garlic, butter basted in the pan. And then you put that over. Yeah, I've done it a couple ways. I've made like steak salads because like New York strip's super nice and flat, so you can slice it thin.
I love
But then I'll also
salad.
like I'll make just like some super simple like butter mashed potatoes. I'll drip a little bit of like the melted butter in there to get the flavor from the pan in there too. And it's just like it's easy, it's super simple. Like, you know, you can cook up a couple steaks in less than 15 minutes. The mashed potatoes are pretty straightforward too. But it's just like, I don't know, there's something really just classic about like a New York strip, something like romantic about a New York strip, like little glass of wine and stuff too. Like I think it's just it really is just like
little Cabernet.
Yeah, it's just like low, like not I guess like low effort, but maximum like results.
Flavor.
Yeah.
Oh man, if you can figure out how to do it in the air fryer, that effort is gonna go down even more.
No, but I think
you can't butter baste in an air fryer.
Yeah,
well, you can butter it afterwards.
No, but it's different. It's like it's part of the cooking process.
Well,
I see, and
technically, the steak connoisseurs, the really they look down their nose at everything. They don't do butter in the pan because if your butter browns, it's bitter, and that ruins this. They say it ruins the steak flavor.
Yeah,
I disagree.
That's what you throw down a little bit of oil and then you put the butter in.
Yep. I really do love a pan seared steak. Obviously, like the majority of the steaks you get at a high end restaurant are gonna be like that. I don't know. I just think for like a homemade meal, I just love a grilled steak. Like, Eddie and we bought ribeyes the other day. There's a really good deal on them at the grocery store that we normally go to, and the price was it was great. And so we bought some ribeyes, and he grilled them up the other night, and holy shit, man, were they good. But I at home, if we're going homemade meals, I like them on the grill. Obviously, a pan-seared steak is very tough to beat. I just like them on the grill, man. What can I say?
Yeah. I mean, I'll grill them if I'm like cooking for a big group of people, and if I have like big fat ribeyes that are just not practical for a pan sear.
Right, absolutely. A New York
But
strip's a great
for my little
cut.
strippies,
My little strippies.
they're going in
I
a
like
pan.
it. Hell yeah, brother.
Can I make one more plug for the air fryer here? Less than a minute.
Are you guys
sponsored by air fryer? Here's my strategy. I take him, I cover him in olive oil, get the salt and pepper on him, put him in the air fryer, cook him up, and I take him straight out of the air fryer and just put a thin layer of butter on top. No, not this one. I put butter on top and just let the butter melt on top of the steak. And to be honest, you can't tell the difference. I know you think that
I could tell the difference.
I bet I could tell the difference.
I can for sure tell the difference. It's totally different.
We're gonna do a taste test one day. Blind taste test.
And, like you put herbs
I'll be
in
the blind tester.
You could put the herbs in there. Technically, you could heat up the butter on the stove with herbs in it and then pour it on top.
And it's not part of the cooking process. There's like an absorbed like aspect. I don't know.
Steak doesn't absorb unless you're giving it a dry brine with salt overnight. You're not the flavor's not going inside the steak. You're lying to yourself if you think it goes inside.
No, there's
definitely
a magic that you're missing.
It emulsifies into the fat of the steak.
Steak juice comes out. It does not suck in.
When you guys come to Arizona after our potluck where I make ravs and live and schnitzel and green chili enchiladas or Mississippi pot roast, we can have a steak off.
Oh yeah,
Marcus, you bring your air fryer, and then we can. I have a grill too. Liv, you can cook one up on the steak. I'll make it. There, you can do it on the grill. I'll do it in a pan, and Marcus does it in an air fryer, and then we can all compare. But it all has to be the same cut, same type, same seasoning. We're making the same, like a butter basted New York strip or whatever, and we have to taste test each one.
I will say this: I'm not saying that it is better than the other two. It's kind of like no. I'm saying it might be like 5% less. Like your stuff might be 5% better, but mine is 75% less work and mess.
I know, but that's the joy of cooking is it's a labor of love.
Oh.
So if you're just tossing it in the air fryer and
with food,
I don't have time to cook every night. I don't enjoy cooking, so I guess that's my I have other things that I want to be doing. I'm sitting in front of the stove for 45 minutes.
45 minutes?
Fucking grinds my gears.
Dude, cooking is a love language, man. That's like if you're cooking for yourself, you love yourself. If you're cooking for people,
I have so many other things going on that I don't got time for it.
Damn, sad.
I enjoy it. It works for me.
Look, you do you, right? Like, again, live your truth.
I can't get behind it, but I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna change your mind. I'm gonna change your. Well, one day when you have a kid, when when you have a kid, and you don't have time to sit in front of the stove all day, you're gonna be like, "Holy shit, give me the air fryer steak!" Because holy shit, I can just set it and go deal with baby. And then 10 minutes later, I just run over here and take 7 seconds to flip it and then run away for 7 minutes. And then it's done perfectly.
Kids is when the crock pot comes out.
The kid is going to be next to me in or her little bouncer while I'm making dinner.
That's one thing. Like you can teach kids to cook at like 4.
That's true.
The kid's going to be in the kitchen with me.
Yeah.
I'm not air frying a steak, brother, but
guys just I'm gonna change both of your minds. I'll tell you. Yours are better, but
I'm gonna steak off 2025.
It's like
All right,
the In-N-Out argument. I like In-N-Out because of the price, not the flavor. It's convenient.
God, dude.
That's let's
It's a can of,
Right.
that's a Pandora's box about to blow open for the next hour.
Some mashed potatoes and gravy. That sounds delicious.
Okay, yeah. So my last one is like a classic pot roast, and I'm talking, when I say classic, I mean you actually cook it in a pot. Sear it on the stove, take it from the stove in the pot, and put it in the oven. Pot roast. My grandma taught me how to make that when I was a little girl, pretty much, and then I watched my mom do it for many years, and then just like some classic mashed potatoes, and then using some of the pot roast drippings, actually like majority of that, to make the gravy. And like, yeah, it's just unbelievable. It's just, to me, that's like the homemade meal.
It's just like classic American food.
Yeah. And like my grandpa, who he recently passed away last year. Rest in peace, grandpa. But he had this, he loved food, and like every single food that my grandma made was excellent to him. Every night I'd eat dinner with them or be at their house, he would always be like, that was excellent. And like, just we're a very food oriented family, but he told me from the time I was a teeny tiny little girl, he said, if you can make a good gravy, you can rule the world. And I think I might put it on a t-shirt. Because
aren't you still a teeny tiny little girl?
No. I mean, yes, but like, I've also just been eating lots of these foods that are on my list. Because have you noticed all the food on my list is like super heavy? But yeah, so if you can make a good gravy, you can rule the world. And I've never forgotten that, and I always wanted to like make sure I impressed him when I was cooking for him. And yeah, I think I blew him away one night with my gravy.
What would Ratatouille say about that?
What?
He'd agree, I think.
That a gravy could rule the world?
I think Remy would agree.
Like, food is so influential, though. Like, it really is. Like, I don't know about ruling the world, sure, but like,
okay,
like, you can make,
bro.
but no, but you can make and break a relationship with good food. Like,
100%. Trying
you
to
can
impress
like
some people, knock their socks off, man.
I mean, it's like professional, personal. Like, there's so much food can influence. Like, that's, I mean, yeah, a good gravy can like seriously change who you are in somebody's eyes.
Yep.
And it can make any food good.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, I love gravy, and I'm glad that I was taught how to make a classic gravy from a young age. So with that, I hope your last meal is not air fried.
It's not. Could be.
Okay.
Breakfast burrito.
Interesting.
Homemade?
I love making breakfast burritos.
Yeah, it's hard to beat.
So Costco has the 505. I think that's what they're called. The 505 hatch green chilies. Every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to make the eggs so you get like a nice big pot, and you crack a whole shitload of eggs in there, and you put the green chilies in there as well.
In the eggs. Yeah.
And then you scramble them, and you like, it makes it nice and fluffy. Oh, it's the perfect eggs for a breakfast burrito. And then Costco also has the bitch and chipotle sauce. Oh. And then you take bacon, and instead of putting like whole strips of bacon, I find it really annoying to cook like whole strips of bacon. I don't know why. They like pop a lot more, so I always make mine into like
oven.
Yeah, I always put them in the oven.
I always just chop them up into like bacon bits, and then I cook the bacon bits. And I feel like eating bacon bits in a breakfast burrito is also way
full
more
strips of bacon
convenient.
in a burrito is insane.
It's
crazy. That's crazy style.
Yeah, that's absolutely wild. Unhinged.
Yeah,
Like it just comes
that's
out.
me. No, it doesn't. I don't know if you know what
No,
I'm
like
we're
no, I'm
talking
talking about
about
a whole strip.
Oh,
Like
yeah, yeah.
you bite into the
We're
bacon and
saying
you
if you
pull away,
just
and like the whole
slap it.
fucking the
Yeah.
whole strip
You get
comes
some
out.
weird ass like gristly piece of the fat, and you just
Yeah,
yoink the whole thing out of there, and then you're all pissed off and
Ugh.
sad.
yeah.
No good.
Oh.
That's it.
So,
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
all right. Let me make sure I'm spelling this right.
Uh-oh.
Pasta fazool. Also
Oh,
known,
I don't think that's how
also
you
known.
spell it.
Well, is it not? I looked it up.
Really?
Yeah, and it's also I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. It's like pasta e like fagioli
Yeah.
or
Oh,
some shit
that's what
like
I'm
that.
thinking of. That's what I'm
Fagioli.
thinking of.
But I guess in America or in New York
Yeah, pasta
specifically, it's
fazool.
called
Okay, I
pasta
see.
fazool.
Okay,
So
I see.
for the uninitiated, it's like a crock pot meal where you put like a ham hock
Yeah.
in the crock pot with like a bunch of like cannellini beans and
Mhm.
like
What's a ham
crushed
hock?
tomatoes.
What?
It's I looked it up. It's the joint that attaches to the pig's foot, where the pig's foot attaches to the leg.
Yeah.
So
It's
essentially like
basically their
a
ankle.
yeah,
Did
it's
you
like
just
essentially
really
pork
question
ankles.
me about that, Olivia? What?
I know what a ham hock is.
I've
I
never
use it
heard.
all the time in soup.
I've never heard that in my entire
Yeah,
life.
but
I have
Oh, what?
I have 2 of them sitting in my freezer right now.
I texted my mom to give me the recipe. So you throw a ham hock in with northern beans, celery, onions,
Hell
2
yeah.
tomatoes, and then you essentially just put it in the crock pot for all day, so like over 12 hours. And then you throw in like little pasta. It's like super economic. This was
Yep.
another classic, just like the dirty
Macaroni.
water dog. This was like money's really tight right now. And this is what we're eating. Like we're gonna make this crock pot ham hock thing, and we're gonna eat it all week for like lunch and dinner. Um,
Hello?
and I hated it. Hello,
Well, I can hear you.
hello.
I can hear
Oh,
you.
there you are.
Oh, okay. Are we
You're
all
good.
good?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
Liv was just having a moment.
Got
What?
it.
It was silent.
Anyways, action. So we would. I hated it as a kid. I thought it was gross, and I didn't realize I didn't like know why we were eating it all the time.
Mhm.
But now that I'm an adult, I like crave it. It's kind of like when you're a kid and like your family doesn't have a whole lot of money and like you're eating bologna sandwiches all the time and you fucking hate that shit. And then
Mhm.
now that you're an adult, you like crave bologna sandwiches or like that kind of like that food, like
Yeah,
the food of
yeah,
necessity,
definitely.
Can't relate.
like the food of necessity. Like this
I
is one
know
of
what
those
you
things where
mean.
it's like where it's like man, like I could really go for this, and this is specifically like I just have a lot of childhood memories attached to it, and it's still like it makes me feel very. And I really appreciate it in retrospect, and I actually think it's pretty delicious now that I like know what good food is.
Oh, for sure. And it's so filling too, man.
Yeah, I mean it's like dirt cheap ingredients,
Yeah.
and you just throw that shit in the crock pot, you go to work, you come back, and it's ready to go. And it
Yep.
fills you up, and it's super like nutrient dense. It's like another Great Depression meal. Super good.
100%.
do you, do you
Tasty.
do you want to hear my family like the poor meal that I have
Yeah.
like cravings for every now and then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you fry up X number of eggs, whatever, 2, 3, 4, whatever you like. You make a pot of macaroni. Then you put the fried egg in the macaroni. Well, before you put the egg in there, you put cheese in the macaroni and ketchup, and you get it all nice and mixed up. And then you throw the egg in there, and you just
Oh
mix that
yeah.
all up. And it's this. There's something really weird that happens when you like the melted cheese in the macaroni, and then you add ketchup in there. The cheese goes from being like a kind of like a viscous liquidy thing to turning into these like little cheese pellets
Yeah, like it
with
like
covered in
Oh,
ketchup, and they like
solidifies.
they like
no.
they like go inside the macaroni and are all over them, and then the egg is just this like perfect salty thing. And oh, it's so good.
I wish we had our cameras on right now. You could see my face. I'm not trying to judge your family's meal, but like,
I fuck with it.
I'm gonna make it for you one day, Liv, and you're gonna be shocked.
I know, but like ketchup and cheese with eggs and
macaroni.
pasta?
I get it.
I don't know, man.
I'd eat it.
I'm not seeing the vision.
So like growing up, we didn't do spaghetti and like a bolognese sauce. We did macaroni and ketchup. So like it's just something I'm used to.
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder
this is why I don't like
sauce on your burger.
This is why I don't like tomatoes. I have PTSD.
Well, you love ketchup. It doesn't make sense.
I don't dislike it. It doesn't do anything for me. I just like it on my burgers. It's a nice thing.
Oh man, that's rough. But
it's pretty much the only thing you'll
try it.
Ketchup on burgers. I haven't made that egg thing in a long time. I've just thought about it randomly every now and then. I think the last thing I had ketchup with was on a burger for probably the last 15 years. I don't have ketchup with anything else. Oh, on a hot dog, I guess. Jalapeno cheddar, boy.
Hell yeah, man.
Well, am I kicking this one off?
Yeah, you're kicking off the biggest fears, brother.
Biggest fear. All right, we'll start off with the one that I said in the intro.
You guys
that
ready
was,
to laugh? We're getting this some
unpainted toes.
Yeah, literally.
Anyone?
No.
Wait,
ready for the sponsors? You're gonna love this one. No, I thought.
Oh.
My first one. I'll start off with the one that I said that Chef defeated this one off my list, but it's on my list anyway. It is being insignificant to the people in my life, aka just being like a low value person.
Aw. You shouldn't be afraid of that.
I definitely would not say you're insignificant.
Why would you not want to be afraid of that?
No,
I'm not saying that that's what I am, but I'm afraid of being that.
Yeah. I get what you mean. No, I think I understand that. Now I'm thinking about it. I get it.
Yeah, like
I'm just saying you're not.
No, I understand that tendency. Like you want to have an impact on the people around you. You don't want to just like fade in the background.
Yeah, like if I died tomorrow, would anybody care? You know, like, and if nobody did, like that'd be pretty sad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
But that's not true.
Good. I'm glad. I want to keep it that way. And the fear of that keeps me from being a low value person. You know, that would be like my last saving grace. Like if it wasn't just for my own personal drive and like wanting to be a good person, this would be my last check to get me off the couch or whatever to like go do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
If I have no motivation or dedication from anywhere else, I could like tap into this fear and then I'd go do something about it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Nice. Well, I'm glad I could alleviate it. I'm sure it comes back.
Yeah,
your biggest fear.
It's a reoccurring fear.
It comes and it goes, you know. It's it's like the tide.
Yeah.
It's a moon cycle. All right, that's it.
All right, Pena.
All right, starting off with a classic here.
Death.
Yeah. Love it.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So I'm not
I'm the same with you.
I am not in any way a religious person.
Dearth?
So I'm 100% in like the you know, this is the one shot you got, that's it kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So like this first time it happened was like when I was a kid, like I was like 11 or something, 11 or 12, where I was like just thinking about it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm really not convinced. And then like that led to the realization of like, wait, then if like there's no like afterlife, then like what is there? And then like that just like made me spiral into like this anxiety like ridden thing of like just impermanence and all this shit. And like that's
Yeah.
again like big barrel of laughs in this category here, but just like the thing that always freaked me out as a kid and still kind of freaks me out if I think about it too much is like everything's dark but you can't see it, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Like you
Mhm.
can't like it's just like the ceasing of everything is so like immense to me, and like it
Yeah.
just immediately even now I'm like getting anxious just thinking about it.
Yeah,
And so
I'm
yeah, that's
anxious.
like I don't think about it often. And honestly, like especially like having conversations in like our career field, like I think if I don't see it coming, then like I'm not scared of it. But it's
Right.
more of like, especially like just normal life, like staring down, like I'm about to I just turned 29, like I'm thinking about like my life in a grander scale, and like just kind of staring, like I know, like I keep ignoring it, but I know that's like the end, like the end, like I'm gonna get there. Everybody gets there, right?
Mhm.
So like yeah, that's just like it's always there. It's not always recognized or like perceived, but every once in a while it just kind of hits me. And
Yeah.
and like again, like I don't really think they're like personally, like in my brain, like I don't see a epilogue, like a post, like a debrief with a pie in the sky or whatever. So
Mhm.
uh yeah, that's just like, man, I'll just leave to that, huh? That's my numero uno, the one, the everlasting, the ever present
Yeah.
specter of death in the
Yeah.
background. Love it.
Mine's also the same, but I am religious, so I think not uh I'm not saying that I think the reason I'm saying like yeah, I'm religious because I do think our souls go somewhere after this life. However, my biggest fear with death is like dying before I get to see things that I want to see in my life, I
Mm,
guess. Mine's like, did I get to go do everything and see everything? Which, like, the answer is probably going to be no, just based on how everything goes. But like, I don't know. I'm worried it'll be like, like before I could meet my grandchildren, or before this, or before
yeah.
that, or like just I start thinking about it and I just really can't think about it because same thing as you, like I get slightly anxious when I'm thinking about it, and yeah, I'm anxious right now, but um yeah, it's definitely just like yeah, I don't know. I'm just so worried that I'm not going to be able to see things in my life that I've dreamt my whole life of like seeing, and yeah, I don't know. It's just yeah, it's scary. Like I
Yeah.
feel like I shouldn't be scared of it, but at the same time, well, and the other thing too is like I don't want it to be like a long drawn out thing, which is one of my other fears that I'll
Yeah,
get
dude, if I
into.
can get
But
fucking
like
blown up and not realize it, that'd be sweet.
yeah, I feel like a quick one. Okay,
Yeah.
I can't think about it. I'm getting slightly sweaty right now, and like
That's
we
the
just need to
I, I,
brisket.
move.
I
What'd you
started
say?
I started pacing around.
I
Yeah,
said
we need
that's the
to.
brisket.
Oh, you get meat sweats, that's fine.
Ugh, no, it's not the brisket. It's talking about dying when
You know,
I'm
it's interesting. We have
26.
three different people with three very different perspectives. So I am also not religious at all, and the idea of death just being meaningless like gives me freedom. That like
Oh God.
that is like once this life is over, that like you do the best that you can, and you try and do something meaningful to make the world a better place. Like that, you just try the best
Mhm.
you can. You try to be the best person
Mhm.
you can,
Hmm.
and then when you die, it doesn't matter anymore, and it's not your problem. And that's like,
Well,
for
yeah.
me, that's freedom. That takes
Yeah.
all my anxiety away, because like and it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
And as long as I died knowing that I tried my best, then that's all that that's all that I need to be to die with a smile on my face.
Be content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I wish I could live forever because I want to see where the world and technology goes. So like, give me the drugs to live forever. I want to see where the world goes.
Put me in a hard drive.
I don't care about that stuff. I just like I think I'm also scared of it for people I love too, because like I'd never really been exposed to it until my grandparents. Both my grandfathers have passed away now, and I was I think I was a lot more like calm and at peace with it, but they were both. One was in his late 80s. I think he was 88, and then my other grandpa, when he passed away, was 91. And they had these really long, fruitful, beautiful lives. And I'm so scared, I think, of not being able to have such a long life that it just like freaks me out. And it freaks me out thinking about like anything were to happen to Eddie. Like, I just can't. I'm getting like very tense right now, and I just really, I think we should move on. Anyway,
does that? I feel like your fear isn't death. Then it's some sort of. It's a fear of like not achievement or not.
I think it's like leaving too early.
Well, it is, but leaving too early means you die.
Well, I guess like dying early.
So I guess I'll say like, premature death.
Because like mine is like
maybe
it's more of an anxiety
supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen when it's supposed to happen, but I'll say like unexpected, maybe.
Yeah. Because like mine is more of like I know there's an end to the road, and like I don't want to get to there. I don't want to get there. And I think yours is like I want to get to like you're like I want to get to the end of the road, but I don't want to like leave early at any point. I don't want to take any exits. I want to like get all the way to the end.
Yeah, my heart's beating fast right now.
We can move on. We can get
my hands are clammy.
Although I have a feeling you're gonna be. I don't think it's gonna end here. I mean, it's a Mount Rushmore of fear, so you know.
Yeah, this one is scary though. Okay, yeah. Marcus, what's your number 2? I bet it's not death.
It's not. It's not on my list. Not being self-aware. That's like one of my biggest fears. And one of I'm trying to get over.
Not.
I work really. I work. But you're actually not.
Yeah, like, am I just being psycho right now, or am I? It's like I don't want to be. I don't like hypocrites, and I don't want to be a hypocrite. So sometimes it's a part. I think it's a part of my conflict avoidance. Like, I want to be sure that I am correct in my behavior and that like I'm not being a hypocrite before saying some shit to somebody else, because then if they're like, well, you do that shit too, then I'm like, well, okay, good point. Fair play, I guess. That's over, type of thing.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's a really shallow version of it. But
I know what you mean.
But yeah, just I spend a lot of time instead, like it kind of comes from episode 1, right? When we're talking about mottos, always blame yourself first, and it's just this self-awareness of. I spend a lot of energy making sure that I am being self-aware. And it's really hard because your brain is trying to tell you that you are correct at all times. So it's difficult to parse through, am I just being biased towards myself, or am I being honest with myself?
Right.
And I think I've regretted most situations in life where I lost my self-awareness. And so I work really hard to not lose it, and I'm afraid of losing it.
Okay, valid. I understand what you're saying now.
You don't want to like lose yourself. You don't want to like unintentionally become the asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
100%.
Next.
All right, Pena. What's after death?
So I have two that kind of feed into each other. It's like a negative feedback loop. So like,
Okay.
can I throw down two at one time? Has this ever been done
Yeah.
before? Am I
Yeah,
about
go
to
for
break
it.
ground on the Mount Rushmore podcast?
No. Well,
So
yes, but do it.
Go for it.
so so not living up to potential, but
Mhm.
also being poor
Um,
the
oh,
rest of my life.
100%.
So
Ooh,
this
I
is
got
when
some
like
questions.
especially like recently, as like I move out of my 20s, like I've just been so growing up, I always thought I was gonna work in like the film industry. I always like was a super creative person. Um like I always thought that was where my life was gonna go. And I always thought like that was what I wanted to do. It also manifested in cooking. But I ended up getting sidetracked into this job that ended up paying really well in the military, and like it's given me a
Mhm.
lot of stability and a lot of benefits and stuff like that. But it's like I guess my I'm what I ended up doing in most of my 20s is working jobs that gave me stability, but not necessarily like holistic satisfaction.
Mhm.
And even worse, I made my entire life and kind of even like some of my personality like dependent on that job. So now I'm finding myself at 29 being like, man, I don't even know like who I am. I'm not like I don't feel like I'm not familiar to myself, and I don't feel like I'm living up to that potential that I had when I was a kid and I had all these ideas and creativity and all this stuff. And I feel like I've
Mhm.
essentially settled. And then when I think about like, oh, well, why don't I just say fuck it and like try doing all like there's many different ways it can manifest, but like an example is, cooking. Like if I wanted to pursue cooking full time, I'd want to try and do it at the highest level, again, because I'm just like, that's kind of that's my ideals. Anything I'm doing, I want to do it to the highest level. So I would essentially have to take a massive pay cut and work for free for years to
Right.
do that. And like most creative fields are like that, where you are going to need to work essentially for free for years. And that leads into the second fear. And these are the two that feed into each other, where it's like, I don't want to be poor the rest of my life. Like I don't want like to have to be supported necessarily either. Like Carrie, like she's going to nursing school and she's gonna be making good money and all that stuff. And she's like definitely doesn't have an issue with like supporting me if I decided to quit everything and try something new. But it's
Mhm.
like I don't like I don't want to be living credit card to credit card and paycheck to paycheck like my parents kind of did when I was growing up. Like, and of course, there was like the financial crisis and stuff in 2008 and all that. But
Right.
like, I am so like that definitely is a driving factor in my life is not just wanting to have some kind of financial stability, which then feeds into me being kind of stagnant at a steady job, which then makes me feel like I'm like a ingenuine version of myself, which makes me want to drop everything or break the mold and try something new. But then that feeds into the fear of not having a stable life and like not and then being poor and
Yeah.
going back and like having that. So those are the two that feed into each other, and it's like I'm oscillating constantly between the two, and yeah, it's just been really like those are the two like biggest fears I think I have in my everyday life right now, where it's just like, man, I'm on
Mhm.
the path to like have a retirement and to chill for the rest of my life, but also like,
Mhm.
what if I could do more? Like, what if there's more I could be doing right now? And like, like, what if there's something better and bigger out
Well,
there?
yeah. Uh, have you thought about which, you know, it's fine if you haven't, but like, have you thought about like once you like retire or like if you're planning on retiring from the military, like you'll still be decently young by the time you retire. Have you thought about chasing your goals like after you're kind of setting yourself up for success? I totally understand the not living up to your potential, because I definitely feel that. I feel that
Yeah,
too.
like
But I'm like, man, dude, it's totally the struggle of like, do I screw up everything I've been doing for the past, 8 years since I joined the military, just to like be not really making money, and but you want to be fulfilled, so I totally get it.
yeah, like my thing is, and maybe this is an incorrect perception, but like my retirement would be in my mid 40s at this point with the
Yeah.
military. And
Yeah.
it's just like I could do stuff as hobbies in my mid 40s, sure, but like again, my maybe this is like a flawed mindset, but my whole thing is, if I'm gonna do something and like I want to put like my whole self into it, and I want to have like like a certain longevity, I guess, in whatever
Mhm.
that pursuit is. So like I already feel like it's too late to do things, which I'm trying to. That's something I'm trying to fight right
Yeah,
now.
no, you can't feel like that.
Um, but yeah, so those are again good vibes. Those are my two feedback loop fears.
I've
No,
got a
100%,
question.
man.
What is your definition of poor?
Uh, like I guess living paycheck to paycheck,
Hmm. What
and
about
needing to like rely on credit to maintain any kind of like, and not credit isn't like, oh, buying a house, like long-term credit. I'm talking in like
Credit
needing
card.
to balance multiple credit cards just to like make it on the day to day, and like and in a less like, I guess, more like lowercase p poor way. It's just like, never being able to like go on vacations anywhere, and like never be able to like get outside my little bubble, essentially throwing everything out, not finding success in a new field, and now I'm like stuck in a rut essentially until I'm dead.
hmm, what about do you believe that there's like poorness in both morality and in satisfaction? Like,
Yeah,
are you
I mean,
afraid of a lack of are you afraid of being poor in satisfaction and morality as well, or just money?
both, I guess. The bitch about this, like the Air Force, is that I really like this job sometimes. Like I
Mhm.
like it in its very
Sometimes.
specific like, well, that's the thing.
Yeah,
Like I
I
love
feel
it
that.
in specific context,
Right.
but the reality of it, and like no matter what you do in the military, is that it's 15% your job, and whatever the math is on the rest is at 85.
Yep.
85% like bullshit. Like not just bullshit, but it's like admin. It's like paperwork
No,
and
dude, 100%.
organizational structures and all this stuff. And I mean, in a morbid kind of way, like if things go well, you'll never actually have to do your job for real.
Right.
Yeah.
And in a way, that's a good thing because that means there's no conflict. But in another way, it's kind of like, man, I'm just preparing my entire life for something that's probably never going to happen. And meanwhile, in a more creative pursuit, especially like, comparing it to cooking, like every day is the Super Bowl.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just like it's the my current situation is there's a sense of satisfaction, but I don't know if it's like enough, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
100%.
I just asked that because I've been listening to a lot of, well, like reading books about basically how, wholeheartedness and how to be happy in life, and listening to lots of podcasts about it. And most of these people are very monetarily successful, and they always draw the parallel that like there are not very many people that are happy in life that are just not poor. Like
Yeah.
the only thing that makes people actually happy in life is having something that they're doing, something that they gives them fulfillment. So they're morally and um goal wise or satisfaction wise or like, man, I'm having a hard time with words tonight. When you feel like driven to do something, like it's a purpose. So
Yeah.
purpose, like you're not poor in purpose. Like if you have those two things, then money literally doesn't even matter. I mean, to the point that you can at least pay your bills. But if you have enough money to pay your bills and not worry about debt and missing payments, having more money doesn't matter. That has nothing to do with happiness.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess that, poor, like, I guess poor in purpose would be my current predicament, but then the anxiety over losing stability by trying to find something with more purpose is like, those are the two fears. I guess
The
a critical
risk.
piece in all this too is that, I've been in a long distance relationship for like 5 years. And I do think like once Carrie and I actually get to live together, I think that could definitely fill that gap. Because I've essentially been living alone for like the past 5 years, moving constantly. Like I haven't had a hometown in pretty much my entire time in the Air Force. I've been like just constantly moving.
Yeah.
So that also like I think that kind of exaggerates both of these fears.
Yeah.
I feel that, man.
Yeah.
Hear that. You should check out the Chris Williamson podcast, Modern Wisdom. It's excellent.
Modern Wisdom.
Lots of this topic is a very common occurrence. Or Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is amazing. Talks this is like all he talks about.
Yeah, man, it's a super common topic, especially for people in like their late 20s, early 30s, where it's just like you're in this place of, well, I'm not where I thought I was gonna be, and now what? Now what do I do?
Yeah.
I've been kind of in the same boat. I don't know, listening to all these people talk and like reading some books about it has made me feel better because essentially their point is that people really find their peak in their late 30s, early 40s. Like that's actually when people find their purpose, and all like everything until then, like you're not actually mature. You haven't gone through enough bullshit to make you respect the good things. Like you're not actually grateful for the good things in your life. And it's kind of like late 30s, early 40s, everything clicks. And most very successful people start that journey there. I mean, obviously there's the one-offs that are in their early 20s who are super geniuses, but even like Elon Musk didn't start until his late 30s. Like he was nobody until his late 30s.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Heck yeah, dude.
Anyways.
Okay, my second one kind of goes along with the first one in getting like a chronic illness. Just something rough, man. Like you think of a chronic illness and like it's probably on my list. Just yeah, being
You already
like in
have
pain.
one. Your personality.
Being stupid.
No, you're allergic to Italian food.
No. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just terrified of getting like a chronic illness or like cancer or something, which I don't even like saying that because I don't want to like put it into the ether, but yeah, I'm
Old
just
people scare me for that reason.
I'm just scared of that shit, man. I just have like medical anxiety too, and so like yeah, I think it's just all encompassing. Like I'm just freaked out.
I have a long time internet friend that I've never met in real life, but he was in the Marines. For I don't remember if it was 1 or 2 enlistments, and he ended up getting skin cancer, but didn't know about it, and now it's like spread to his whole body, and he's been fighting cancer since his like mid-20s.
Oh my god, dude. That just
And
gave me chills.
He's in his mid-30s, and he's one of the most positive, life-loving people ever. And he's just a great dude. We should have him on the podcast one day to talk about these things. He's great. His name's Jason.
Yeah.
He's a baller.
Yeah. Shout out Jason.
Yeah. It's not so bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just scared.
But yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I'll see like old people at like the grocery store that like their backs are hunched to like a 90-degree angle.
100%,
And
man.
like they're using the walker and they're essentially like I don't know, like or like
you can just tell it's painful.
Well, and it's just like what your perception of the world even is at that point, like how difficult is just like everyday tasks. Like that definitely freaks me out too, where I'm just
yeah.
like man, like it could really like one day you use blink and you wake up and like that's where you're at. And it's just it's very again another anxiety inducing kind of
yeah,
situation.
that's why I'm getting those ones out of the way right now. So yeah. Anyway, chronic illnesses. I'm scared of them.
Boom.
All right, Marcus.
My next one kind of goes along with the being insignificant, so I'm going to put it in the middle here, and it's going to be not being loved. Either like by friends, family, or like in a intimate relationship. Just in general.
It's a classic.
It is.
Of course,
and
man.
I'm doing some things to try and get over it and build some better connections. I think this podcast is one of those things to just try and build some better, stronger friendships and like have more people to be involved with, including maybe one day strangers out in the ether listening will feel some sort of like thankfulness and whatever love towards us in the podcast. Yeah, and then the whole like book club thing, like just building better relationships through serious conversations through a book club, just trying to fill my life with more people that one I love, but then they also love me back. And it's wholehearted and beautiful. Oh. Huh?
You guys have a book club?
Yeah, we invited you
to it.
And you said, sorry, I just got 6 books for my birthday. I can't join you guys. Man,
I did.
Shut up.
He said he got him for his birthday and you didn't wish him a happy birthday?
That's true. I didn't. I was so upset. I totally glazed over that because I was so struck by like
that he said no.
What? Like you're
I didn't want to be juggling books.
I get it, man.
It's
fine. I can barely read my current book as it is.
I don't want us to have a close friendship anyway, so it's totally fine.
Right. I'm importing you to come live near me.
True.
All right.
That's funny. Yeah, not being loved, man. I feel like we've all been there. 100%.
Not for long. We're all gonna have so many people that love us in our lives.
Oh well, yeah.
You guys already do.
Well, but better, stronger.
Yeah. Okay, Pena, are you going on number 4 or are we skipping?
Me.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. So my next one, it's like kind of funny. But like it's real. I don't know why, man. I'm so scared of childbirth, and like Eddie and I are.
Dude, that shit's freaky, man.
We're at this stage where we're like talking about starting a family and like very excited for that phase of life, but childbirth freaks me out, bro. I'm totally gonna be the person where they're like, if they're like, okay, maybe we should just do a C-section, I'll be like, sign me up. Give me all the medicine to make me not feel anything, and just do it for me. Like type of thing. I don't know. I'm sure it's probably. I've heard, obviously horror stories, and you always hear stories, and you're like, Jesus, dude. Like, please no. But it's also like a very beautiful thing, I think. It's
I mean, it's like
amazing.
it's incredible, but yeah, it's like it's
Yeah, but
also
at the same
violent.
time, it's like it's very violent and yeah.
It's very violent.
Yeah, it's wild, man. So that's not something I'm like necessarily looking forward to. Like in a way, I don't know. It's like double-edged sword. Like, well, not really double-edged sword. Sorry. It's like I'm really looking forward to it. 'Cause like, yeah, you finally get to like have your kid. But then it's also like, well, shit, I might have to go through like 48 hours of pure hell to get there, and it just
Yeah.
sounds rough, man. I'm just scared of it. That one's like close, I feel like, in the future. So I'm like, oh god. Yeah,
I
there's not much to
don't
that one. It's just
want.
freaky.
I
Yeah.
don't
That's
want
like
to
a
shit
big.
a
That's pretty. And
watermelon.
then afterwards, you have a kid.
Right. What? Well, that part I'm very excited for. It's just
I don't know. That would be. I mean, like I don't have to deal with the childbirth part, but like I can't imagine like walking out of the hospital with like a fucking baby, being like, well, I guess I have to keep this thing like that. The immensity of the
it's mine.
responsibility
Yeah,
is insane.
coming home with me. But like for 18 years, and you're gonna be expensive. But I love you. All right. Anyway, Marcus.
My turn. Do you put a keychain on it like a Tamagotchi?
Yeah.
Tamagotchi, however you say
Wait,
it.
oh
Oh,
my
the
god.
kid.
Gucci.
Tamaguchi.
That's the new name for a baby. Is a Tamagotchi.
It's a Tama coming out of
Tama.
my Gucci.
Yeah. Damakuchi.
Oh man, we're fading fast right now.
All
All
right.
right, Marcus.
My last one's gonna be shame of incompetence.
What do you mean by that?
So just like some examples, I don't know, like just being bad at things publicly. It's like my biggest fear.
Oh my god.
I don't know, it's lame, but it's true.
I get it.
Or like
No, I get it.
saying like dumb things in front of like I get like a little bit of stage fright. Like if I
Yeah,
just have to
been
go,
there.
if I just have to go and just blab about nothing and like I don't have like I don't know what I'm gonna say. There's nothing really interesting to say. I just have to like make some shit up. Like I get stage fright about it because I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna say dumb shit, and then because I get nervous about it, then I do say dumb shit, and then I'm like, see, of course, or just like doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
For
hate being
sure.
bad at things and like having people
Yeah.
know it. So if I ever like if
God,
I have to
dude.
do something new and other people are gonna be there, 100% I'm gonna spend like the week prior on YouTube trying to figure out how to be not a moron at it so that I can show up and like be kind of good at it. So people
Oh,
are always
yeah.
like, "Oh, you're always so
not
good
like
at
that.
stuff," and I'm like, huh, "Guess it is what it is." Nope, I just spent a week researching it and figuring it out.
That's so wild. I'm not like that at all. I'm stupid in public all the
I'm like,
time, bro. I'm actually
yeah.
dumb.
Yeah.
I don't
I
mind
don't know,
being
it's
silly,
Yeah.
but like
Shut up.
if it's like genuinely stupid and something like makes me look genuinely stupid, not like goofy or just playing around, well, like that's different. If it's like something important
Yeah.
and it's just because I was an idiot that it fell apart, oh my god, the shame.
Well, it's also extra tough when, like, usually when you're in that situation, you're around someone who's done it and is good at it, and then you're like playing with them or doing it with them, and it's like as soon as you fuck it up, you're like, oh, like you just feel so dumb, and
Mhm.
it's a me being here is annoying because this person's good at this thing and they want to do it,
Yeah.
and I'm just over here fucking it up constantly.
I have a good example from last week actually. So we just put somebody up for a promotion to staff sergeant,
Mhm.
and then another person is trying to get promoted, and they emailed me and was like, "Hey, this person just got approved to promote to staff sergeant," and I got told that I don't meet the time and service requirement. So I looked up this, and that reg, and it says this about like you have to have 4 years time and service from the first date of basic training to be promoted to staff sergeant. Well, that's not true. That's only true for senior airmen, the rank before. And like I just bit off on that. And so I like sent this email with the commander CC'd, the DO CC'd, all of our top dogs being like, everybody stop. We need to pull this promotion package back. Because I was wrong. I accidentally pushed his promotion package up and I used the wrong date. So he's actually not eligible. Well, the email that triggered my brain to send this email was actually incorrect. So I just like didn't think it through. So it was actually fine. But now, so, everyone's like, oh, God damn it. Like we fucked it up. Like, damn you for screwing this up. Nobody actually said that. I mean, it's an honest mistake if I did do that. But now the incompetence, so at first I had this shame of incompetence that I was like, I how many promotion packages have I pushed through? How did I make this rookie mistake? So I already had like shame about that, and like sent this email to everyone and felt really poopy about it. And then I get an email back with everybody CC'd saying, no, you're wrong. Everything is fine. And I'm just like, God.
Oh, this is worse.
Now I'm wrong twice. God damn it. So they just sat there at my desk with my like just doing a face palm for like 20 minutes of just like, do I send a meme to everyone of me just face palming? Do I not say anything?
Yes.
Like I just have so much shame of being an idiot right now. I like can't do anything at work.
Oh man.
That leads to like, there's like, I think this also is a aspect of like imposter syndrome too, or it's like man, like am I even, like you said, like I just made like a rookie mistake, like am I even supposed to be doing this right now, like I can't believe these people trust me to do this. Or again, like in the sports example where you're trying something new for the first time, it's like everyone around me is so good and I'm just fucking this up over and over again, like I shouldn't even be here right now, like who do I think I am, kind of thing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Anyway, that's all I got about it. Your turn.
Yeah.
Oh, I had it in my head and I just forgot it.
Oh.
Ah, damn it.
Is it shame of incompetence?
Oh, I mean, I feel pretty fucking incompetent right now. I know it is.
Okay.
Losing. This is kind of similar to the chronic illness. Physical ability. This is something that I've been thinking about a lot more recently because my knees have been super fucked up and my back's been fucked up. And like, again, going back to the example of like old person in the grocery store that can't even hold the upper half of their body up straight and they need like a walker. Not only just like a walker to like navigate, but they need a walker to hold their body up. And like, I feel like I'm hyper aware of like every little issue popping up in my body right now. And like fear and anxiety are immediately like catastrophizing all of it. Where it's just like shit, I'm having more headaches. Like my salt balance is all fucked up. Like I'm gonna fuck up all my nutrients. I'm gonna age faster. Or like, oh, my knees still hurt. Like my ACLs are all fucked up. Like I'm never gonna be able to bend my knees again, or I'm gonna like need knee surgery and walk with a cane, or my back or scoliosis. Like this is only gonna get worse over time. Like I feel like every little injury and and issue with my body right now feels like the end of the world, and I'm very like scared, or like I have a big fear right now of like losing, especially because like I never really took advantage of like my body until I was in like my mid-20s. Like I never started working out or like really knew what my physical capability was. So I feel like I had a very short window of like that period of in your 20s
Mm-hmm.
or like even as a child, like I was not a physically active child whatsoever. So like I feel like I had a very limited window of like that invulnerability period,
Yeah.
and like I went from being very active to immediately starting to feel those effects, and like I don't know, I'm just very freaked out and paranoid about like decay, my body's decay right now.
I feel it. I totally get that.
Yeah, I'm freaked out, and I'm being very proactive about it. I'm stretching a lot.
Right.
It's funny. I listened to that episode, and Marcus talked about going to yoga. Like I go to hot yoga a bunch, and
Heck
like I'm
yeah.
doing things to like help my flexibility, and to like, but I can feel it feels like there's diminishing returns, and I'm like very freaked out about like no matter what I do, it's just gonna get like I'm already on the downhill slope right now, and no matter what I do, it's
No.
just that's like a lot of anxiety in there too. So yeah, that's my number four. Another one very much in the front of my brain right now is
Yeah.
losing my physical ability.
Yeah.
Are you open to suggestions? Crazier than hot yoga.
Sure.
Try the carnivore diet for a month and see if your pain goes away.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've been looking at
Maybe you have a
dietary
lot of
stuff too.
inflammation.
Potentially. I mean, I've been looking at dietary stuff too. I mean, my older sister, she's a big like I think she's been doing like carnivore diet for a while, like a few years, or at least she's like strays in that direction. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Yeah, that's definitely something I've been looking into as well. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like no matter what I do right now, I'm just gonna decay at a rapid
Oh my
rate and just
god.
be a fucking crippled old man.
With that attitude.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Oh, no, I get it, man. Getting older's a bitch. What can
Yeah,
I say? We're not even that old.
I know,
But
right?
yeah. All
And
right.
I,
Oh, go ahead.
I, I haven't been doing like strict carnivore for a long time, but I've been doing a fairly limited diet for a long time, and feel like out of my friend group, I'm the person in the least amount of pain at all times. Like I don't have any joint problems. My lower back is kind of jacked up, but that's because I've quite literally blown it out like 5 times doing dumb shit in the gym, like
Mhm.
bedridden for like 2 weeks and then barely being able to walk for like months after. Who knows? I maybe even broke my back. But I've even gotten over that. And I feel like the only thing I do different than anybody else is my diet. I'm to the point right now where the only spices I'm using is salt and pepper. And actually this was the first week where I even took pepper out to see if that has some sort of effect. So I'm only I know this would be hard for you because how much you love cooking and doing all the fancy stuff, but I only use salt. That's my only spice right now.
Oh,
Interesting.
man, I can't do that.
Well, you
I'd
say that
rather be
until
I'd
you're in a
rather
lot of
be
pain and then you feel
no,
yourself
I'd
not
rather
being
be
in
in
pain.
pain than have non-flavorful food.
Oh, it's
I
still
mean, I'm sure there's
flavorful.
ways.
It's
There's
still
ways to
salt.
flavor, like I mean, herbs and stuff. I'm sure you could still
Yeah.
use those. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe so because I looked at all my food allergies and there a bunch of herbs are off the list. Like if you
Huh.
because I'm allergic to carrots. And if you look at the family of carrots, it's like it falls into the same family as like cilantro. I would think it's basil. A whole bunch of other herbs. Like essentially, imagine what the plant, the green part of the carrot that sticks out of
Yeah.
all the leafy part. Like anything that looks like that is actually in the carrot family. Not all of it, but
Hmm.
it like that's what a lot of herbs look like. So a lot of those are. I haven't had a test, but I'm eliminating everything that I know that I am allergic to. I looked up the family that it belongs to and I've like eliminated all of it just to try and get rid of everything And then once things stabilize, mostly just like my skin issues, then start adding things back to see what happens. And also the side effect of it is I like don't have any pain in any joints other than I think I tore something fairly significant in my lower back, and I think I've re-torn it multiple times, and it's just taking a very, very long time to heal.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been trying to educate myself and find things to help, but yeah, I get myself all worked up about it.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, when you're in, you don't, until you're in serious chronic pain, you think you can deal with serious chronic pain.
Yeah. Dude, my knees have been fucked up for like 8 months now. Like, I don't know. I did something when I was doing that. I did like 75 hard, and I definitely like fucked up my. I don't know if I fucked it up or just overworked like my ACL or whatever in my knee. Um, but like I still have trouble like with certain angles with my legs and stuff.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Anywho,
Scary.
Yikes. Yeah, okay. So my last one, it's kind of funny. But it's also like these are like my irrational fears. It's like my irrational ones, and birds
forgot about
and
this.
stingrays. So my land animal are the birds. And like there's this intersection in the town that we live in. And like at night there's like dude, there's gotta be hundreds of crows that just flock to this area. And I
Mm,
get it like it freaks me out, man. And then my sea animal is stingrays. I
Steve
think Steve
Irwin.
Irwin
Yeah.
I think Steve Irwin's death didn't help with that. But I'm so scared of getting stung by a stingray that like there's this thing you do and it's called like the stingray shuffle. And because like stingrays allegedly can like feel the vibration of your feet like in the sand like feet before
It's like the
you.
worms in Dune.
Yes. Yeah, and so uh yeah, I don't know, I'm terrified of birds, terrified of stingrays. Hate them both for different reasons, but um yeah, I'm just scared of them.
Birds are cool.
Some birds, like a bald eagle's fucking badass.
No, like
The
crows are
problem,
cool. I like seagulls and
no,
pigeons and shit.
ew. Seagulls, pigeons,
I
fuck them
love
all.
pigeons. They're
No,
smart and they're interesting.
I
They're
don't
like well
care,
traveled.
dude. They're the rats of
Well
the
traveled.
sky.
They're cool.
No, dude, it's trash.
Why do you
Well,
think they're gonna do like
oh, like
rob you or
parrots? Parrots? No. Immediate
parrots
no.
are they have big talons. Dude,
Parrots? So
that
do
reminds me of we went
eagles.
TDY to Ohio and they had a parrot in the fucking lobby of
Oh, and I
the
could
hotel.
not.
And like every time we walked past it, you would like take the longest way around the parrot and it would like bark at you.
Yeah, and see? Like my fear is it's not for nothing. Birds are evil.
What is a bird? But birds have never actually done anything to you.
Birds are part of the bourgeoisie.
What?
You never heard that?
No.
It's just basically like birds work for the government. Not that I believe that at all, but yeah, I don't know.
I
I'm scared of
I've
birds and I'm
heard
scared of
that.
stingrays, and that's
I
that.
I put
I
it
feel
on
like
Olivia's bingo cards that she's gonna get shit on by a bird this year.
I don't know. But I'm surprised you haven't been shit on by a bird more
No,
often.
I have.
It's
Oh,
karma.
yeah.
Like especially growing up, like in Southern California, there's just like fucking seagulls everywhere. Like
Left.
pretty deep inland, and like you just have seagulls like seagulls shit on you all the time. Especially if like closer you are to the ocean.
That's terrible.
Yikes.
I feel like for aquatic creatures, a jellyfish is the scariest, just because like you can swim right through it without realizing, and then it's like all wrapped up
Well,
in your.
you could step on a stingray without even
I guess
knowing
that's
it.
true. That's true. But like a stingray will like scurry away, where like a jellyfish, like once you're wrapped up in that shit, you're fucked.
Yeah. I know.
Gobble you up.
There's not even a special little dune sandworm dance to not alert them. They're just there.
Yeah. 100%.
To
All right.
gobble you up.
Well,
Oh,
jeez.
is this the longest episode you guys have done?
It's
It might
close.
be.
It's not.
Yeah. Should we run through our lists? And
Yeah.
then
Should we? I don't know. What do you guys think? I feel like it's a little redundant, but
okay.
as a
Recap.
listener,
These episodes are so long
okay,
that
It-
I don't mind having a little like, oh yeah, we talked about, especially after something like fucking Fear.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
going
true.
back to burger toppings like brings it like lightens it up a little bit.
yeah. Well, how
After
about
serious-
let's go back. Let's go backwards then.
Yeah.
So we end on a
All
light
right.
note. And we'll just each category I'll just start it and we'll just go down the line. So
Okay.
for biggest fears, mine are being insignificant to the people in my life, aka just like a low value person, not being loved, not being self-aware, and shame of incompetence.
Mine are death, the big one. Not living up to potential, feeding into being poor for the rest of my life, and vice versa. And then finally, losing physical ability.
And my biggest fears are unexpected death, chronic illnesses, childbirth, and birds and stingrays. Dude, my list is so
can't
funny.
relate,
Actually,
dude.
it's like not funny, but it's also funny. Oh,
Comic relief. My homemade meals are the Mississippi pot roast, which chef is gonna have to make at home. He's gonna have to look it up. It's incredible. Green chili chicken enchilada casserole, classic ribeye, and breakfast burritos.
And I've got ravioli with Albo family sauce, tri-tip with chimichurri, New York strip with mashed taters on the stove, and pasta fazool.
and mine are spaghetti and meatballs, Jaeger schnitzel, chili with cornbread, and then good old classic American pot roast with taters and gravy.
Delicious. While we were going through this homemade meals one, I couldn't eat all of my dinner because it was like too much tough meat, like I was saying. So I ended up putting like half of it away, and then I got really hungry while we were talking about this, and I finished the rest of it. So
nice,
amazing.
It was a pound of tri-tip, a pound of tri-tip, and a half pound of broccoli.
Delicious.
Yeah. And then for the last topping, or last topic, is burger toppings, which mine are fry sauce, just because it encompasses a bunch of different sauces into one. Grilled onions, bacon, and blue cheese.
Mine are the perfect combination of American cheese, iceberg lettuce, tomate, and Thousand Island bread.
Thousand Island bread?
Spread.
Spread. Oh, I like cut out.
Mine are cheddar cheese, romaine lettuce, pickles, and garlic aioli. Which reading that all out loud just sounds terrible, bro.
Burger.
It actually sounds terrible.
Your shit's in the streets.
I should have made it more cohesive list, but it's my Mount Rushmore of. This doesn't mean it all has to be on.
Yeah, it's not
the
one
same
burger.
That is facts.
All right, fellas.
Well, that wraps it up. How long do you think it was?
God, dude, that had to be 5.5 hours.
Yeah, I feel exhausted.
Give me an actual
what
guess.
Was it? Okay, 3 hours, 29 minutes, and 14 seconds.
3 hours, 20 minutes.
Oh, Olivia wins. We're at 3 hours, 33 minutes, and 20 seconds.
Holy shit, man.
Thanks for listening. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was saying one of my feedback points for the podcast has been like how long the episodes are.
But now
here you
you're
are.
on it, you
And
get
now I'm on
it.
it. Now I'm like,
Now you get
tangents.
it. Now you get it.
Time flies.
This is my first podcast, right? Give me a break.
Oh,
Heck
man.
yeah.
We're popping so many cherries out here. It's dope.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like Marcus was trying to say, thank you guys so much for listening. We truly appreciate it. Stop laughing, bro. We truly appreciate it. Don't use air fryers to cook your meat. Public service
Bullshit.
announcement.
Oh,
I'm gonna change your mind.
Public service announcement. And yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
You guys got anything else?
See ya in the next one, y'all.
Yeah. See ya. Thanks for having me on.
Peace
Love you,
out.
bye.